My name is Juliette Bryant, and I live in Cape Town, South Africa. I was kidnapped by Jeffery Epstein 20 years ago. I am not suicidal, and I never ever will be. I also do not do any drugs. I met Epstein when he was in Africa with Bill Clinton. We all know about the Clinton body count. Another concerning fact is that one of the main women, a very brave angel, Carolyn, who testified against Ghislaine Maxwell, was found dead 6 months ago. It wasn't in the media until a few days ago. The only reason it was put in the media was because of a very, very brave Epstein victim. She doesn't want to be named. But there are other Epstein victims who've also died suspiciously. Carolyn was a beautiful, amazing, brave woman who planned a life on a chicken farm with her family. Instead, she was found dead in a hotel room. I want to speak out for safety and for other victims because it's very frightening when the media won't cover any of the victims' stories. A lot of my story hasn't been told in the media, and it's the same with a lot of other victims. And we actually all feel quite frightened with everything that's been going on. And as we know, this is not the first suspicious death related to the evil Maxwell empire. They also used to run the media. So maybe that's why victim stories are not being told to the media, and the victims of Epstein feel very frightened. Please all pray for Carolyn's family. And thank you for listening.
All right, y'all. We are back again.
We are back again.
We are back again with another testimony from another allegedly Epstein victim, Juliette Bryant. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all might have heard of her from doing interviews with like Chris Hansen and a few other media platforms she was on. But she also says she was a victim of the whole Epstein empire, being kidnapped and taken to Africa and different places, flown around the world, moved around from place to place. And she was on the Epstein Island. So we're going to get into her testimony, y'all. We please appreciate y'all for tuning in, double tapping the screen to like this video, or if you're catching a replay back, make sure you thumbs up this video, and also check out the William Riley interviews that we have on the live stream tab as well. Sasha Riley.
Sasha Riley.
Yeah, William Sasha Riley, who also alleged and survivor victim of Epstein criminal empire. So make sure y'all check those interviews out as well from the lady from Canada who also she conducted those interviews. So we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna get into this person right here, Juliette Bryant. So let's go ahead and get into another video that she posted as well, and we're gonna get into another video of her testimony.
My name is Juliette Bryant. I was kidnapped by Jeffery Epstein 21 years ago. I'm 41 years old now. This happened when I was 20. I met him when he was in Africa with Bill Clinton. I was taken there to model and soon kidnapped to the island. I was taken to all the properties over an 18-month period. Many unexplained things happened to me there. I've been trying to write a book about it. Not trying to make money, but trying to help share information and also looking for answers. The media is lying. Epstein's accomplice, Maxwell's family, used to own the media. It's not the victims lying, it's the media lying. Also, some of the victims have been dying suspiciously, such as Carolyn, who testified against Maxwell. She died and it took the media 6 months to speak about it. I saw at least 60 girls when I was there over the time, but I didn't see any girls being trafficked to other men. I also wasn't trafficked to other men, but I did see scientists there. I also met Michael Bay, the movie producer. He made a movie about cloning, The Island, the movie is called. He made the movie in 2005, and I met him in 2004 at Epstein's New Mexico ranch. He denied being there, but I saw him there. Epstein worked with the CIA and Israeli Mossad, and so did Maxwell and Wexner apparently. Epstein told me he worked with CIA. Michael Bay also apparently met with the CIA.
So she's basically saying that, according to her knowledge that he was working with the CIA, Mossad, and all that. according to her knowledge, and she's seen a lot of movie producers there, celebrities that showed up. She mentioned Michael Bay. If y'all ever watched the movie The Island, that's also that's actually a good movie, and it's some insight on that movie as well.
That's the key right there. We've been telling y'all on our live
Island,
streams that we've been telling y'all that they love bragging about what they do inside of the movies. Another movie that definitely about that is a movie called Blink Twice. You got
yeah,
Blink Twice and The Island. That's more so on the experimental side.
yep,
That's type stuff that Bill Gates and all them do on the island. Is they like to have kids and do human experiments on people, even cloning on those
exactly,
islands. That's why they came out with the movie The Island, talking about cloning. And then the movie Blink Twice, that was more about the sex trade that goes on in the island. And then
hmm
another movie was Enter the Dragon with
yeah, with
Bruce
Bruce
Lee,
Lee,
with Hans Island. And that shows you how they like to ship drugs on and off certain islands. So it's more than just Epstein Island. There's multiple islands out there for multiple different purposes. And they love bragging about that in these movies, in these TV shows. Another one is the Squid Games. That's
yeah,
another
Squid
island.
Games on the island,
That's for
yep,
the elites entertainment. You see, they
fact,
basically have these scenarios where they set people up to basically die for money. So it's like it's multiple different islands out there, multiple different types of characters like Epstein out there.
right. All right, so we got to get into her testimony. This is another video of her testimony. Please make sure y'all double tap the screen and share this information. Please share this out. I'm going to change that background. Hold on, y'all. All right, I thought I had the other background, but oh, yeah. Please make sure y'all share this out to the people. Let the people know we live with the information. We're going to get into this. All right. I was trying to change the background, but I need to put that other one up there.
Very important information, y'all. Please get it out there. These people need justice. There's a lot of people who should be in prison right now for the crimes that they've been doing.
Facts. Oops. All right, please make sure y'all like this video, please. All right. I was trying to let me do this. I don't know. All right, so let me go ahead and get into this video real quick while we let me see. All right, make sure we got some volume on this. All right, so this is her account on the Epstein.
My name is Juliette Bryant. I was kidnapped by Jeffery Epstein in 2002. I met him when he was in Africa with Bill Clinton and Kevin Spacey and Chris Tucker.
So
As
hold
we know,
on,
these men are all very dangerous.
hold on. So I was right.
Yeah,
She was. I was right when I said that she was on the island with Chris Tucker, and then when Chris Tucker explained that he went on a trip with Epstein to Africa, and he was saying there's him and a whole bunch of other celebrities. So she was on that flight.
Bill Clinton. It was Bill Clinton
Bill
too.
Clinton.
Bill
It was Bill
Clinton
Clinton.
and Naomi
Yeah.
Campbell.
Naomi Campbell, Kevin Spacey,
Kevin
Tucker.
Spacey. Yep, Chris Tucker.
So she was on that flight. So let's continue.
Dangerous. I was promised a modeling career. Instead, I was kidnapped to the island. Many terrifying things happened to me there. They don't want the victims speaking out. I'm just adding this as evidence. This is a photograph that I took when I was there. I found a disposable camera and I took some photographs of the island. I still have the negatives. It was very, very frightening being there. I don't like talking about it. They've been covering up a lot. It's very frightening what's been going on. They're lying completely. There's obviously something hidden under the island. There's something very bad going on here. There's also the weird thing about the Butterfly Trust. And I had a butterfly in my diary that year, and many of the Epstein victims used the butterfly. Like Sarah Ransom has a butterfly tattoo. Sorry. Virginia Gaffer uses the blue butterfly. Used the blue butterfly as her Twitter logo. We all have similar sorts of eyes. And Epstein started the Butterfly Trust in 2014 with JP
Bro,
Morgan
pause it real
to
quick.
bail victims
Yeah.
and accomplices.
Now, I'm gonna break
What
down
I
the
started to
butterfly for
realize
y'all
is
real
I
quick.
think that
The butterfly
See,
effect.
the butterfly is basically a symbol of the monarchs. So that's telling you that secretly, you know how Prince Andrew was also tied, and that's the one that they threw under the bus that was tied to Epstein. The monarch butterfly represents the royalty, the royal family, and it also represents transformation.
Mm,
So it's like they're being transformed by the monarchs.
right.
So basically what's happening in those islands, they're being transformed into something that they're being controlled and put into a controlled environment,
Right.
like what they do with monarch butterflies when they go from, you know, the caterpillar to the actual butterfly, but then the royal family is what's controlling their wings. Because you got to think about it, a lot of the intelligence agencies work for the royal families. If you actually do the history of the intelligence agencies, one of the
Mm-hmm.
first ones was MI6 was one of the first intelligence agencies, period. And one of the biggest agents, all the way dating all the way back to like the 1700s, was an agent called John D. That was his name. And I ain't talking about Rockefeller neither. This was another John D. And he put in all the work, intelligence work, for the monarchs in England, specifically the British arm of the monarchs.
Right.
And the butterfly has been their symbol for years because it represents the monarchy.
Right.
Hence,
All right.
monarch butterfly.
Monarch butterfly. Right. All right. Let's get back into it. Please double tap the screen, subscribe if you haven't, and share this information.
they were taking our eggs. Why were there no young boys on the island? Why was there $1 billion worth of human trafficking between Epstein and JP Morgan? Why did Epstein want to seed the human race with his DNA? You know, it's very scary, but everyone needs to do their research. You know, Epstein was very into transhumanism. Sergey Brin was on his island. You know, there were scientists there, and, you know, they were into cloning, it seems. And, you know, Bill Clinton actually banned the use of federal funds for human cloning in 1997, 1 year after Dolly the sheep was cloned. They cloned a sheep in 1996. That was 30 years ago. They can clone humans. It's obviously possible. Then I met Michael Bay at Epstein's New Mexico ranch, and he made the movie The Island 1 year after I met him there. The movie he made is about human cloning. Everyone should watch it because it explains a lot. It's very frightening. And, you know, Bill Clinton banned human cloning federal funds use of in 1997. So, you know, Epstein also told another victim he was planning to clone himself in his own lab. You know, also just before he was arrested, apparently he shipped cement to the island. You know, that's being hidden from us here. They ordered a carpet shredder and a tile extractor, and, you know, it's very, very frightening. And when you do your research, Epstein's New Mexico ranch is directly between Roswell and Dulce in New Mexico. And then I guess down the rabbit hole we go again, you know, with Disney princesses, Epstein and JP Morgan. They used Disney princesses as code words. Virginia died on Alice Day. They used Disney princesses' names as code words. So there's obviously something a lot more going on here. You know, they did $1 billion worth of human trafficking. They had to pay the victims $290 million in the lawsuit. You know, I was paid out from the lawsuit because I was taken there. Sorry that I'm not good at talking. It makes me so stressed talking about this. And, you know, the cloning, and when you look into the email I made, there were scientists. I didn't see any girls being trafficked to any other men. We were all being made to be taken to Epstein's room, but I didn't see anyone being trafficked to other men. You know, and a lot of these people are involved, it seems. Like apparently Bill Gates used to go and see Epstein often, and Harvey Weinstein was friends with him, and Woody Allen. It's just very, very frightening when you look into more details. And also Leslie Wexner, I was promised a Victoria's Secret modelling career because Epstein said he was best friends with him. I never went to any modelling casting. Instead, I was kidnapped. And I really think they were taking our eggs. It's the only thing that makes sense when you look into everything. Let's listen to Virginia Gifford.
Your baby, but it would really be our baby. And we would have you sign a document that says
Epstein funded the robot Sophia. He was into a lot more than what people realize. And also his temple looks very much like the Disney thing, you know, the Disney logo. You know, there's a lot more going.
Yeah, that's the thing. Disney was tied to trafficking too. Y'all remember it came out in the media that employees from Disney was involved with trafficking? That was in mainstream media. It was like a dozen of employees from Disney that was involved with trafficking. And that's mighty strange that this part of the island does look like the Disney castle. It's the same color, that blue and white. It's crazy.
Going on here with the Disney princess code words and you know, Snow White. It's very, very freaky when you look into it. Like, what on earth was going on here? We need to all do our research and find out more, because there was $1 billion worth of human trafficking between JP Morgan and Epstein's accounts. And it seems like it's very much connected to Disney somehow. There's the island, the temple. You know, there are pictures of Ghislaine Maxwell with Disney characters. Ellen DeGeneres' office looks very much like the Disney insignia. And then we've got Alice in Wonderland, and, you know, down the rabbit hole we go, down into the underground. Virginia Gifford found dead on Alice Day. The blue butterfly symbol, transhumanism. My name just above Katy Perry's name on the flight logs. Epstein, a maths teacher, drew a blue butterfly on the board. Then you've got Katy Perry with the blue butterfly in space, up there with Jeff Bezos' wife.
Yeah, isn't this the flight that, you know, Gail King and them took up there to supposedly took to space? I think it was Bezos' wife, Gail King, and a dozen other people that, I think it was like 8 of them that went into space, supposedly went into space. So this is from that trip. She had the butter. Yeah, I remember this. Actually, I remember this snapshot because people was talking about this, her with the butterfly. I remember this.
And with Gail King, Oprah's friend. And Oprah was also apparently involved. Apparently Epstein owned her network. And then you've got them all apparently going to space. And you've got blue butterflies on Jeff Bezos' wedding invitation.
They definitely.
It's all very, very creepy, and it's obviously some sort of weird sign. I mean, I don't know the exact meaning of it, but I think we all need to look into it because there's something very weird going on here. Like, my name was underneath Katy Perry's name on the flight logs. And they speak about MK Ultra, and, you know, I don't really know more about all of it. I've done a bit of research into it. You can watch other videos I've made. But also with the cloning, you get like Frankenstein. It's like Frank Epstein. To be frank is to be honest. And, you know, I saw Epstein turn into something in front of my eyes. I'll never deny that. And it just seems like there's clearly a lot more going on here. And
hold on, so she claimed Epstein shapeshift. Actually, there's another video of her actually explaining that too, that multiple people that she was around shapeshift right in front of her. So we're gonna get into that too. But let's continue. Please double tap the screen to like this video, please. We appreciate it.
The shape shifting thing is a form of transformation.
Yeah.
So
same as the butterfly, right? Butterfly transfers from a caterpillar to a butterfly, right? Which was also used on Silence of the Lamb.
I was just about to say that, bro, because I was sitting here looking up Silence of the Lamb.
Yeah.
I was literally sitting here looking up Silence of the Lamb and thinking about Buffalo Bill, how he
Yeah.
transformed.
Facts. Yeah. Buffalo Bill transformed. He used the symbol, the butterfly symbol.
Facts.
Remember, it's on the cover of the damn Silence of the Lamb.
That's
The butterfly
exactly.
covering his face. Yeah.
Exactly.
So the symbolism is all through Hollywood. We know that
It's all
for
through
sure.
Hollywood.
Right.
I don't know what to tell anyone. I just want to share the information that I have. And yeah, just sending everyone lots of love. And thank you for listening.
All right.
And the MK Ultra is the Monarch Project, and the butterfly is used on MK Ultra victims,
Right.
which is a form of mind control. Because basically, when they go into the mind control, it's like they're a butterfly inside of a cocoon, and then when they get out of the programming, they're like the butterfly, but they're in a controlled environment, like one of those, like one of those places that hold insects and all that type of stuff. It's controlled. They let them fly, but only let them fly to a certain limit. That's why a lot of the celebrities you see have been through the MK Ultra Monarch program. And with Chris Tucker, don't be surprised if he's a clone. Don't be surprised if Chris Tucker is a clone, because they love making fun of that, like through TV series like they cloned Tyrone on actually it was a movie on
Yeah,
Netflix.
on Netflix. They actually got a video breaking down. They cloned Tyrone on his channel.
Fact.
On the live stream. We broke the whole movie down, the symbolism and everything. So y'all can watch that too. They cloned Tyrone, decoded. It's on this channel. Y'all can watch that too. Yeah.
They are cloning these celebrities, y'all. And sometimes these celebrities don't even realize that they are the clone.
Right.
Sometimes the clone don't know it's a clone.
And you gotta understand, they do have physical cloning, but they also have cloning of the mind as well. So the way they can do that is having everyone believe in the same damn thing. That's another form of cloning of the mind, is where they have, people thinking the same, acting the same,
right,
eating the same, buying and being consumers the same way. That's some cloning of the mind. So
social engineering.
Basically social engineering, right?
And then they got another component program that they're using AI to basically collect all this data on every citizen that use social media, everything, your biometrics, your face, your personality, the stuff that you like, the stuff that you dislike, all the information we give in the social media, all that data is they're creating clones of us, artificial intelligence clones of us, that eventually they could turn into humanoid robots. So that's another way they want to replace us. And they actually showed a little bit of that. If any of y'all ever seen that show, the Fall of the House of Usher, and that guy's granddaughter was actually being cloned by artificial intelligence. That was one of the programs that extremely wealthy family was working on. And is when they used the AI to actually clone all of us by using our profiles. When I say our profiles, the profiles that Google collect on us, the profile that Apple collect on us, the profiles that Facebook collect on, all these different apps and stuff is collecting our data, and it's being put into a database to where they can actually create artificial intelligent clones with our personalities and our biometrics.
I think that's what the godfather of artificial intelligence witnessed, because he stepped down from Google. He stepped down and backed away from all of it because he said he was afraid of what was coming. I think he witnessed, that's probably one of the things he witnessed, that they was able to take humans and clone them by using artificial intelligence. And I'm thinking he's seen some shit, and that's why he stepped down and backed away from being, head of artificial intelligence and all that. But we're gonna get right back into Juliette Bryant's testimony. So let's go ahead and get into this part.
As we all
know, please double tap the screen, share this video, and subscribe to this channel, because we got a lot more coming. So y'all best to just subscribe, get comfortable, and and stay tuned.
There's been a big cover-up with the Epstein story. For starters, why does Epstein look like Andrew Jackson on the $20 bill?
Because he probably...
What about all the other bills? Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, Bill Richardson. What about the dollar bills? What about the way that they hurt people? Also, what about Bill Barr, who wrote a weird book that's also somehow related to Epstein? We need to look further into the details to find the answers. Why was Epstein's mansion apparently a school before he moved
All
in
right,
there?
invasion of the body snatchers.
Also, they
Another
say
one.
Epstein was a maths teacher. Well, then
And the
why did he
faculty.
misspell his name on the board? We need to look in between the lines to find the lies. We need to look into human eugenics, cloning. There's a lot more going on here. These people have been lying to us. And the more we search, the deeper it gets. And the people we do this for are our children, and for all the children that these bastards have hurt. We have to stand together and we have to look into the truth. I was taken to all Epstein's properties. That's a photo of myself and another Epstein victim in Paris. I met Epstein when he was in Africa with Bill Clinton, Kevin Spacey, and Chris Tucker. It was very frightening. They promised me a modeling career. Instead, I was kidnapped to the island. I was also taken to New Mexico, which is directly in between Dulce and Roswell. The darker it gets, the more we look. I mean, it's all horrendous, everyone. I'm trying to put things together here, but, it's not easy. These are pictures I took on the island with a camera I found there. And this is, where the ranch is and the island. And it just looks like it's very much, there's something going on underneath there. They're lying to us. Also, I met Epstein with Bill Clinton. They banned federal funds being used for human cloning in 1997, just 1 year after a sheep was cloned. They were all into transhumanism and eugenics. The Butterfly Trust, it seems they might have been taking our eggs as well. There were a lot of red flags going on here. Epstein also apparently funded the robot Sophia. Everyone needs to do their own research. The more we dig, the darker it gets. Virginia Gaffer is not
All right, so this is from the previous video she did,
dead.
the one we just played. So let me go back. That's the one we already played. I guess she probably just mixed up a lot of different videos that she put out. But all right, let me go back. Let's go back real quick. Damn.
The Epstein cover-up. An amazing, intelligent man, Eric Weinstein, who met Epstein, said that Epstein was a construct. What did he mean by this? Let's listen.
Like fitted with a story.
Oh, so you think he was a plant?
No, I think he was a construct.
What's that? Okay, you're going to have to dig into.
I think Jeffrey Epstein, super genius financier, was not a thing that existed. Where did the money come from?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna mumble Lex Wexner? Okay, so that's what you mumble. Then, there's this missing fortune of Robert Maxwell and this fortune of Jeffrey Epstein that we can't explain. Are those the same fortune? It's like a conservation of money principle, that if you have a fortune that's missing and you have a fortune that can't be explained and they're connected by Ghislaine Maxwell, I don't know. Why is it that no hedge funds, what is it? They file form, I forget if it's 13F. There's certain forms that you have to file. Nobody's ever asked for these things. Who's his prime broker? Where has somebody gone over the prime brokerage? What are his trades? He would have to move the market if he was, doing a yard of euros or Swiss francs or who knows what, as like $1 billion. That would move the market. So there's no way you can fake retroactively a hedge fund of immeasurable size that trades currencies. I don't think he was a currency trader. He told me he was a currency trader.
So when you say a construct, who constructs? Who's the builder?
I don't know. I would imagine some version of the intelligence community.
Eric Weinstein is quite correct. In 1996, they cloned the first sheep, Dolly. In 1997, they banned the federal funds being used for human cloning. Bill Clinton was with Epstein when I met him in South Africa. It seems a lot more's been going on. I also met Michael Bay, the movie producer in New Mexico.
All right, so this is when she's still talking about when she met Michael Bay, the director of The Island. All right. So she basically said she was when she was kidnapped, she was also taken to the island. the Jeffery Epstein Island. So,
Why are people being murdered?
all right, so let me get into this real quick.
Why is the truth not coming out? Where is
All right, hold on. Please make sure y'all double tapping the screen, subscribing and liking this video, and sharing this video as well. All right, so
Yeah,
let me,
he literally did all the Transformers movies for sure.
yeah,
And
yeah,
when we
yeah,
were
right,
telling you that the Butterfly Project is about transformation, is also about the MK Ultra Project, the Monarch Project. It's all
right,
about transformation because they're transforming. They're trying to transform the world. Transhumanism, number one. They want to connect humans to cybernetics, which they already partially did because we walk around with cell phones and devices in our hands like it's connected to us. So the process has already started. But they literally want to start combining humans with cybernetics. That's another thing that they like to experiment with on the islands. And as you
right.
can see, they already started releasing technology like Elon Musk Neuralink. The Neuralink is a chip
Yeah, I
that
was
goes
just thinking
inside
that.
of the brain. So they want to connect humans to cybernetics so they can control us. And they actually showing that if anybody's watching the show Fallout, that's one of the main experiments that they're doing on the show Fallout. They
Right.
connecting this device to people's necks and they controlling them through the device. That is their plan. It was also in the show called Revolution that they canceled, which was a great show.
Yeah,
It was
that
like a
was a good show.
post-apocalyptic show where the corporation was basically creating technology to put chips in people's brains so they could control human society. And that's basically what it's all boiling down to. And they like,
Yeah,
well,
that
we
was
fell on that front that we just completely obliterate the human race, period, and replace them with artificial intelligence. That's why they're collecting all of our data, because all of our data is feeding the super artificial intelligence systems that they're planning to release by 2030 that can actually create humanoid robots based off all the data they collected off of the human race through social media and through the internet, period. That's what this is all about. It's about 100% domination, and Epstein and them was a big part of that. They're one of the and it's just not Epstein. Remember, Epstein is just a face. There's many other actors out there like Epstein. Epstein is the one that they just fed us. They just gave us Epstein. But trust me, there's thousands of more individuals like him out there that's on their payroll that's still operating today. It's operating as we
right.
talk.
Exactly. So where's the list? You know what I'm saying? It's a list that's going on, an underground list of all these actors that's on that list, and that's what the people want answers for. Like, why is the operation still continues? Epstein's supposedly dead. Y'all supposedly got there's corporates that's involved with the Epstein shit. So where are they at? Why is the files being redacted and hidden and scraped and picked through and they just giving us whatever they want to give us just to satisfy the public? But we know that's not they're not releasing the real information, because we know the information they withholding is the information that will collapse their whole empire. So they're trying to protect these individuals, politics, corporations, heads of other, countries and shit like that.
Monarchs.
Yeah, monarchs, Prince Andrews type, I'm sure he's not the only one. You know what I mean?
All involved. They just decided to throw him under the bus for some reason. That's because Charles don't like his brother, so he threw him under the bus.
Right. When mommy dies, I'm going to kick your ass out this goddamn castle. That's what he waited for their mommy to die so he can kick his ass out. Yep. Right,
Let's talk about Epstein, JP Morgan, the Butterfly Trust, and Disney princesses. Down the rabbit hole we go. A lot has been hidden from us. These people have been lying. We need to read in between the lines. We need to look into the financial transactions. This is about the children. That's who we fight for. Why is there $1 billion worth of human trafficking transactions between JP Morgan and Epstein's accounts? Who were the clients? When there's a bank, they're in the middle. Who was paying the money? Who was receiving money? We need to look into that. There's a lot more going on here. Also, the victims being paid $290 million through the JP Morgan lawsuit for human trafficking.
Yo, they said Epstein still got funds going through his accounts too, millions and millions of dollars flowing through his account every day. So that if he's dead, his account's still open. That means he wasn't the owner of that account, which means that account was used for funding the operation because
he was just an employee.
That's it. They saying
he was
it's
just
millions,
an employee, and it's a whole agency filled with Epsteins.
Yeah,
that's what y'all have to understand.
Going through that account still. Yeah, a lot of laundering, a lot of funding, operations. Yeah,
and that's
right.
A lot of that is tax dollars.
Facts.
Because you gotta understand a lot. Like you gotta understand, the Pentagon failed audit 8 times. The Pentagon has been audited, and they failed 8 times. And throughout them 8 audits, there was hundreds of billions of dollars unaccounted for, almost close to $1 trillion.
Damn.
That's how much money was unaccounted for just in those 8 audits. You understand what's going on? Like, where's that money going? There's no oversight on where that money is going. The money that they send over to Israel and Ukraine, you don't know what is being used for. Like, we don't get no list of receipts of what that stuff
no
is being used
transparency.
For.
Right.
There's no transparency at all, no oversight on that money. So they can fund all types of Epstein types of activities with that money. They could be doing all of that. We wouldn't know. Obviously, this man was being protected by a government agency, almost like Raymond Reddington on the Blacklist. If any of y'all ever seen that show, basically being protected by the government, the same government that's trying to catch him was the same government that was protecting him.
All right.
They have him on a wanted list. The FBI have him on a wanted list, but at the same time, he'd be working with the FBI. And that's basically telling you that's what Osama bin Laden was doing the whole time also.
Yeah, Osama
bin Laden was wanted, but he was still working with the U.S. government. At the same time, he was wanted.
Yeah.
Why not more names on the flight logs? Also, what about the Butterfly Trust, with all the money being hidden? People need to do a lot more research into the financial transactions, as we all know we've been lied to.
All right, so let me play this.
Follow the money, you'll find the criminals, because they're all about money at the end of the day. The Butterfly Trust, primary vehicle for Epstein's alleged sex trafficking operation. We all need to look into that.
Butterfly.
Also, as far as Epstein being a maths teacher, he never told me he was a maths teacher. He told me he was a cab driver. Why did he misspell his name on the board? How did he suddenly become a maths teacher at one of the most prestigious schools in America? Also, why was his mansion apparently a school before he moved in there? It seems there's a lot more going on there. He bought that mansion from Wexner, right, for $1. Also, as far as the butterflies go, this is my diary from 2002. This is before I even met Epstein. I put the blue butterfly on my diary. This is Sarah Ransom's tattoo on her arm. Virginia Gaffer's also got a blue butterfly tattooed on her body. This is me, Virginia Gaffer, and Sarah Ransom. I don't have any tattoos, but I do paint the blue butterfly. Maria Farmer also painted it with Virginia. Virginia used it as her Twitter logo, X logo. Virginia also loudly said she was not suicidal. Neither am I. This is my artwork from 2002 before I was taken to Epstein. Again, blue butterflies. We need to read between the lines to find the lies. Virginia said she was not suicidal. I'm not suicidal either. I'd like to know what happened to Virginia, because it makes me feel very, very unhappy that she's not here anymore. Also, as far as the Butterfly Trust, butterflies shaped like the human hips. Did they have their own farm where they were creating humans? God knows what these creatures are capable of. Anyway, let's listen to Virginia Gaffer.
Your baby, but it would really be our baby. And we would have you sign a document that says.
Many more people have been catching on to the truth, such as Nick Bryant. He's quite aware that my ovums were very likely being harvested. Also, Oprah apparently worked for Epstein, apparently owned her network, and she was involved as John of God. The man who owned a baby farm who's been put in prison now. We We need to look further into all of this because these arseholes are lying to us. What happened to the missing children? You know, everyone needs to do a bit of research. Also, as far as the blue butterfly, why was Gail King, Katy Perry, all these people in space, and Bezos's wife? You know, all the same lot out in space apparently. Then Katy Perry suddenly throws a blue butterfly out in space. Yes, a blue butterfly. And then if you look further, you'll see that Katy Perry's name is on my name by the flight log. But I'll show you that later. Let's look at Oprah, you know, and all of these people, Oprah's friend Gail King, all flying in space. Anyway, then here we go. On the flight log, my name is there, and Katy Perry's name is a few names below mine. Katy Perry, who threw a blue butterfly in space. Let's just look at the symbols here, guys. I'm asking everyone for help because I don't know all the answers. But I've done my own fair amount of research, and I'm putting this out there so other people can do research as well. You know, Katy Perry in space, Jeff Bezos' wife in space, Gail King, Oprah's friend in space. All these people in space, apparently. Anyway, let's keep looking at this, you know, let's keep going. Then on their wedding invitation, Jeff Bezos says blue butterflies. Him and his wife have got blue butterflies on their wedding invitation. What is up with this blue butterfly symbol?
A butterfly
You know,
effect.
we all have to look deeper into these symbols. Let's have a proper look. Anyway, then apparently they associate the butterfly with MK Ultra. Maybe it is that. Who knows? I don't know what it is. I know I was taken there. I hope to God they didn't MK Ultra me, and if they did, it backfired on them. But, you know, I'm just sharing this so others can do their own research because there's a lot of weird stuff going on here. But what I realized is with a butterfly, a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly. It's like transformation, and I'm hoping it's a good thing. But then we get human cloning of sheep. They cloned a sheep in 1996, very soon after Bill Clinton banned the federal funds use of funds for human cloning. You know, there's a big red flag here. 1997, this was like 30 years ago, guys. Then the island, Michael Bay. I met Michael Bay at Epstein's property. He made the movie about human cloning. He denies being there, but I met him in New Mexico. Anyway, back to the island. Where were all these celebrities staying when they went there? Or were they staying there at all? Because when you start looking further and further into it, it gets more and more dodgy. And anyway, Michael Bay apparently met with the CIA. Epstein told me he worked with CIA. Sergey Brin and his wife and Wojcicki were both on the island. Sergey Brin, who owns Google, his ex-wife, who owns 23andMe, the genetics laboratory, both on the island. You know, then they cloned the first clone, Eve, in 2002, just 2 months after I was taken there. Down the rabbit hole we go yet again. How about Disney? The Disney insignia. Looks very like Epstein's temple, doesn't it, when you look at it clearly? Then you've got Ellen DeGeneres. Her background's very like Epstein's island too. What are they talking about here? And then we have JP Morgan, Disney princesses. Code word, Snow White. What are these guys doing? What was going on there? It's quite clear that there's something very dodgy going on. Also, Walt Disney was apparently a Satanist, if they want to be using that sort of insignia. Ghislaine Maxwell seemed to love Disney. And, you know, if you look closer into Disney, you'll realize there's a lot of dodgy stuff going on. Also, look at Prince William getting married, much like the Disney characters and the ugly sisters. It's all there. You know, Disney, lies, JP Morgan. You know, I'm still searching for answers. I'm only sharing what I know. Basically, we've all been lied to. Follow the white rabbit, as they say. The white rabbit down into the underground. Alice in Wonderland, Disney princesses. You know, it's quite frightening when you look into what they've been doing. You know, Epstein's New Mexico ranch is between...
Mind you, this
Right.
is them perverting these spiritual concepts, because the concept of the butterfly, the transformation of a butterfly, that's a spiritual concept. But these people are perverting it.
Right.
They're using this as a weapon rather than using it to uplift humanity. Instead, they're using it to weaponize, to basically control humanity.
Right.
They well aware of these spiritual concepts that they use, and the thing is, they make us curse ourselves by putting these spiritual concepts down because they're using them, but they're just using them in a perverted way. That's the problem. And the only reason why it becomes perverted is because they're trying to use it to control people against their will, or to manipulate people to accept their programming. So they're using it to program people. It's almost like the Book of Eli with the Bible, when Gary Oldman was trying to get his hands on the Bible so he could control people, but Denzel Washington character was there to protect it from being used in that way. It's not like the Bible was bad in itself. It's just that in the wrong hands, it becomes bad. And that's what's happened with these same spiritual concepts that we see, like with the butterfly. Like they're using a butterfly, or they using a Nazi symbol, the swastika, when really that was a actual spiritual symbol that meant good luck. That was like a good luck charm type of symbol. But of course, it was used by the Nazis in a negative way. You got the concept of the butterfly being used in a negative way. So it's just they're adding their own, twist on things, and they're using it to weaponize these symbols. That's what's happening. And by us observing them use these symbols, that's us not understanding it ourselves. We say, oh, the symbols is evil. But it's not the symbols that's evil. It's the individuals that's using it that's evil.
Right.
That's what we have to start getting through our heads, that part also. Because there is power in these symbols, and it ain't just about the symbol itself. It's about the understanding or the understanding of the symbols. Because these symbols are both spiritual and scientific, both. So when they start using the symbol of the butterfly, which she keep talking about, and then she breaks it down, basically saying, oh, it might mean the Monarch Project and all, because they definitely was using the mark of the butterfly for people who've gotten the MK Ultra mind control experiments. Those who went through it have gotten that blue butterfly, and the handlers, they get a different type of butterfly. Or to see the thing, just to let you know that they're the handlers, but they all in the same program, because the handler was once the victim too that was getting controlled. That's how they keep it going. They just move the victim up in the ranks, and then the victim becomes the handler. That's all they've been doing. They do that. And that's how they control a whole society, and they integrate themselves into every social aspect in society, government, religion.
Right.
Like
I was about to say that they also do
medical,
that in the Catholic.
Yeah, they integrate themselves
Catholic
into
Church.
every part.
Right. A lot of the priests that became, traffickers and people, abusers, was once abused and trafficked themselves.
Facts.
And they grew up and they just took on, the programming of this is normal within their within their realm of culture or religion. Catholic Church is like the biggest culprits of sex trafficking. You know what I mean? Right. So Vatican and all of the orders that they give out to these other stations around the world.
Right.
Because they station all around the world.
Facts.
Right. The Catholic Church is global. So you gotta realize
the Catholic Church is the Roman Catholic Church, and it's the Zionists working together. And then the monarchs is in there somewhere. And then under them you will see the banks and the corporations.
Right.
And then under the banks and the corporations you will see the military. That's how they control. That's their pyramid structure. And at the top is these old families from each side of the world, but most of the families are from Europe.
Right.
Particularly Italy.
Yeah, this is right. All right, let me get into this real quick. Did I switch? Yup. All right, so this is a flashback of 2024 of Juliette Bryant, basically saying she shared a hotel room, allegedly shared the hotel room with Bill Clinton. Recruited by Jean-Luc Brunel modeling agency, and multiple celebrities she had encountered with the Epstein Island. So let's get into this real quick. Let me know if y'all can hear it too. The audio good.
And she said that her friend was here. He was the King of America, and he was here with his friend Bill Clinton, and he owned his own island in the Caribbean. and his friend owned Victoria's Secret, and would I like to meet him? Because it would be good, obviously, for my modeling career. So I went to the restaurant where they were, and it was Epstein, Clinton, Kevin Spacey, and about 3 or 4 other people. And it was a small group. And they all stood up while they were having dinner and shook my hand. And it was, and Bill Clinton actually held on to my hand for a very long time. It was very weird. And then they also invited me to actually go watch Clinton's speech. I was like, I obviously wanted to go watch the speech, and I did. And what I did notice was Kevin Spacey was filming all the students in the hall. And then after the speech, we went back to the hotel, and then they looked at my modeling portfolio. And the girls were sitting there, and Bill Clinton walked past and witnessed the whole modeling casting. And then Epstein looked at my modeling portfolio and said he thought I'd be perfect for Victoria's Secret, and he wanted to bring me over. And then, after that, his office started phoning, and Leslie Groff arranged to get me a visa and to get me to New York, and I was there within 3 weeks. But what I've started to realize is it was more like a syndicate, a club, because the properties, they were all very different in style. It was almost like they didn't all belong to one person. There's a lot more going on there, and they're obviously covering it up. She approached me and she said that her friend was here. He was the King of America, and he was here with his friend Bill Clinton, and he owned his own island in the Caribbean, and his friend owned Victoria's Secret, and would I like to meet him? Because it would be good, obviously, for my modeling career. So I went to the restaurant where they were, and it was Epstein, Clinton.
She basically saying, confirming what what was already out there, where a lot of these people were, meeting up and doing different events and shit like that. So I seen somebody say, she ain't never mentioned about Trump, because I don't think she was around during that time Epstein and Trump was hanging out. I don't think she was around during that time. You remember Trump was friends with Epstein during the late 80s, throughout the 90s and a little bit of the 2000s. But I think after that, he already stopped dealing with doing business with Epstein up to that point. That's probably why she never, encountered being around Trump.
Who else was doing business with him? Bill
Who?
Gates.
Yeah.
Bill Gates was doing business, and she didn't run into him. So just because she didn't run into Trump, don't mean he wasn't dealing with Trump. We gotta remember that. Sometimes, maybe she just wasn't around certain times where Trump was around. Maybe Trump was one of them people who didn't want to be seen by a lot of the girls, only just the ones he was interested in.
Right.
Trump struck me as the type of guy who would be more careful than the rest.
Right. It's crazy.
But he's definitely one of Epstein's homies. I tell you that. He know who's still running. There's money still going through those accounts that Epstein held. I bet you Trump knows who's handling those accounts.
Right.
That's the thing. Trump knows all these individuals. Clinton and Hillary and Bill. He was friends with them and Epstein in the 90s, 80s, and 90s. That's the thing. That's how they made sure he got in office so he could try to control this whole Epstein thing. That's why these files ain't really released. They ain't really showing nothing in those files.
Nah, they ain't.
They redacting any type of information that will actually get a lot of these people arrested. That's why they're still walking free. And Trump is one of the people. I know many people trust Trump. They think, Trump is different than everybody. He's a politician, but you gotta understand, Trump was doing business with these individuals in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s.
Right.
So he's just as dirty as the rest. A lot of people starting to see that, though. A lot of Trump voters is starting to see. And the thing is, I'm not saying that Kamala would have been better or Biden would have been better or anybody. No, what we're telling y'all is that all them politicians are corrupt, whether they're Democrat or Republican. There's both Democrats and Republicans on the Epstein client list. That's what we have to get out. When it comes to their level of dirt and crime that they're doing, they don't look at it as Democrat. I'm a Democrat and you're a Republican. They only sell that to the people when they get in front of the camera. But when the cameras is off, they're neither Democrat or Republican. They whatever they need to be to basically stay in power. It's not about Democrats or Republican with them. They only do that for political theater for us, the general public.
Right. Right.
Got Trump on there saying that the Epstein files is a Democrat hoax. That's programming right there. That right there is letting you know that he's on their side. Why would the Epstein stuff be a Democrat hoax when there's actual real victims out there? How is it a Democrat and the actual evidence that him and Epstein were very close? Epstein himself said that him and Trump was close. So how is that a Democratic hoax? It's only a Democratic hoax for the people who's trying to still cover it up. That's just something that they say. And he knows that a lot of people who are Republican voted for him and they still believe in him. So that's just him trying to basically save face with his following.
Exactly.
Because he's a con man. And if y'all should know he talks like a con man. He walks like a con man. Like his business practices is con man activity. Like he does underhanded things, but he just talk real good. He could convince people really well. That's a con man.
Right. Facts.
And anybody else who get in that Oval Office are con men. They're all owned, and they all knew about Epstein. Every last one of them. All the presidents that's been in there knew about Epstein and how he was operating, and they were doing business with him. Yeah, MAGAs was an easy mark for Trump. Yeah, it was easy. Yeah, he talked good. He talked so good, he even had me convinced that one. Well, he ain't never had me convinced, but he say some things like, "Oh yeah, I agree with Trump on that." But you actually analyze what this guy is about, you know he's just a company man, and he's just an actor up there. All them people in the Oval Office, they're just actors, y'all. They're literally just actors. They're not up there to really make a change. They up there to follow an agenda that the Trilateral Commission and the Bilderberg Group got. And if y'all don't know who the Trilateral Commission is, that's the they. When we say they own America, they own the president. When we say they, we talking about something called the Bilderberg Group and the Trilateral Commission. Look that up. Y'all don't know what that is? Look it up. Look up the Trilateral Commission and the Bilderberg Group. Look at those organizations, and then you will see who's really running stuff. That's who Trump and them take orders from. They take orders from the WEF, the IMF, the Trilateral Commission, the Bilderberg Group, and the families that's running the Vatican. They're ahead of all of those groups. The families that's running the Vaticans, the Orsini families, the Borgias and the Medici families, all them individuals. Under them, you got the monarchs. Under them, you got the Zionists. So you got to understand who's really, like some people say, oh, it's a Jewish conspiracy. No, it's not just Jews. These people, it's a mixture of different people from different cultures, different backgrounds that have a lot of power and a lot of money and a lot of influence. That is literally who it is. Yep, the Trilateral Commission and the Bilderberg Group, and they're both made up of all of these individuals that I mentioned: the monarchs, the politicians, the execs, the people from the Vatican, like all these people, cardinals, and all these type of people. All these individuals are in on it, and you could tell the receipts is every time the Catholic Church, somebody from the Catholic Church, a priest, get busted for pedophilia, they never go to jail. That proves right there that what we're saying is right. They above the law. Actually, they get moved up in ranks when it comes out in the media that one of their priests was dealing with pedophilia with a whole bunch of the kids and all that. When you go back and you do research on what happened to that priest, what did they do with that priest? Did they reprimand him? Did he get in trouble? No, they moved him somewhere
Moving to another location.
but actually moved his title up. They end up becoming a cardinal or something like that. Like they end up becoming something bigger than what they were before. It's almost like a Nobel Peace Prize within the Vatican community to get caught for pedophilia, and it's like they get off on it. It's their
Right.
culture.
What we think is evil, what is evil to us is a badge of honor for them,
It's the
because that's
badge
what
of honor for them.
that's what
Facts.
goes on. Yeah, it's normal. It's normal to their organization that they peddle in pedophilia and stuff like that. It's normal to them. If you look, you've probably frowned upon. If you're part of that organization, you're probably frowned upon if you're not involved with it. That's how they're able to keep people, controlled as well. Those people they be putting in high positions, keep them controlled as well, because they can just throw you to the wolves anytime they feel like it. As soon as you step out of line, you could be blasted in the media. They just use the media to destroy you. They use their propaganda machines against their own. They have used the propaganda machine against their own. Same media they use to praise them and build them up. They use that same media to destroy them if they need to. Yeah, and it's a constant cycle. People coming and going. But the organization still remains the same. It just replaced with different faces. That's it. It's crazy.
When they release the name of those priests to the media, that's their hazing ritual. That's how you know they about to get moved up a rank.
Right.
They do the same thing with the fraternities in school. Order to join a fraternity, you got to go through a hazing first, where you get humiliated, like a humiliation ritual. Then once they get you in a humiliation ritual and you get through it, the way they want you to get through it, you do it with honors, then they move you up. And one of the hazing things that they like to use is basically blasting a priest's name all over the media who's been touching little kids, but that's what they told that priest to do. That's what the higher ups told that priest to do, that because it's been done to that priest also. That's
Right.
another thing you have to realize. The priest grew up in those environments, so it's normal to them. And then when they expose it to the media and nothing happened to these priests, that's their hazing phase. And it's like, how's the priest going to react to his name being blasted all over everywhere for the stuff that we've been doing? Let's see how he handle it. And when they handle it the way that they supposed to handle it, then they go up in ranks. So they move them to a different location in a higher rank. That's part of their ritual. That's what they do, because they know the people ain't going to do nothing about it. Because they own the police. They own all the police around the world. They own your local police. They own the federal police. They own the world police. They own all the intelligence agencies. So who's going to lock these individuals up? And they proved it to us. This is how you know it's real, and we just not talking bull crap. These priests never go to jail, ever. They never go to jail. They can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want in the world and never go to jail. That's showing you who's ruling everything. That tells you right there who's ruling everything. That means they could commit as many crimes as they want and have a get out of jail free card.
Please make sure y'all double tapping the screen, liking this video, and sharing this information. Now, I had to pull up this with the Bilderberg group, RT News.
Pull it up.
Yeah, I remember they got rid of RT News off YouTube and all that. Remember, they banned their channel and all that shit.
Yeah,
that's crazy. They was putting out real information. They was getting real people on there. That's why.
I like RT News. I've been watching it for years. I've been watching it for years.
Yep, since the early 2000s. Yep.
there's no sound. You gotta re-upload it.
Redo it again, y'all.
Yeah, redo it again. Yeah, there's no
Sometimes the
sound.
sound be going out on the
Yeah.
screen.
So
All right,
please
let me
forgive
reach
us.
this.
Please like and share this video if y'all haven't already. And check out our natural herbal shop,
Oh yeah, let me go ahead and run that
nightandayherbals.com.
real quick.
If y'all
before we
haven't
get
if
back
y'all
to it.
haven't already, make sure y'all go check out nightandayherbals.com.
Let me run that commercial real quick for y'all, and we'll be right back after this.
If you crave nature but still shop online, Night and Day Herbals is your dream come true. Discover premium herbal soaps, shampoos, and CBD products. All organic, all for you. Shop now at nightandayherbals.com.
Yes, indeed. We got natural herbal CBD on there, and herbal soaps, everything good for your skin, your hair, and ingestion, whatever. So make sure y'all go check out our natural herbal, website, and order you some products off of there. Order your family some products off of there. You know what I mean? So
The link
that's
is
what
at
keep.
the top.
All right. The link is pinned in the description of this. Is in the description of this video as well.
And also
All right.
the QR code. You can scan the QR code on the screen and then take you to nightandayherbals.com.
Right. Yes, indeed. All right, so let's get into this real quick. This is on the Bilderberg group. All right.
They chose
let me bring it back. My bad. Bring it from the beginning. All right. Hold on, y'all. Let's get it.
For the last half century, an elite organization called the Bilderberg Group has met annually all around the world in total secrecy, behind closed doors and with no official press coverage.
They chose John Edwards.
I have no idea what that is.
If I could just tell you, it's the meeting of the most influential people in the world.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I have no idea what it is. So it's not.
Some of the most notable attendees have been Ben Bernanke, Bill Clinton, Timothy Geithner, Bill Gates, Tony Blair, and Colin Powell. Others include Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands, Prince Charles, George Soros, and Alan Greenspan.
Have you guys heard of it? And will you guys cover the Bilderberg Group?
No? Thank you. Next question.
It's in secret locations every year. This year it was in Switzerland.
People are lying to you.
I attended the meeting in Switzerland
No, you
and
didn't.
covered it. This is Lukardowski in St. Moritz, Switzerland, covering the Bilderberg Group, and things are getting pretty ridiculous here. The U.S., British, and Israeli intelligence protect these elites, and they have teamed up with the Swiss police and military to cordon off this entire area to make sure nobody from the outside gets a glimpse of what's happening inside here. They actually even built a special wall to make sure no photographers document the treasonous individuals who are not only afraid of their shadows, but don't want to be documented coming into this private meeting. Not only did they try to arrest me for filming here, the police have also blocked off an entire public street, set up more walls, arrested 2 people, called in a bomb threat, and are now confiscating people's video cameras. If these banksters, corporate heads, media moguls, heads of state, kings and queens aren't doing anything sinister, why are they protecting this place like Fort Knox? And why are the people here who are trying to find out what's going on being treated like criminals?
And they touch my balls and all the things, really nice.
They can't, it's closed, they said. Yes, I asked why, and they said we can't give any information. That's all we know from the police. And I said we have a hotel room up there, and then they said, yeah, there's nothing we can do.
It's not okay that they close down this route. It's an official route. I called the police. They told me it's official. It's not private. It's illegal what they are doing. Das ist illegal. Tut mir leid, meine Herren. Das ist eine öffentliche Straße.
Being followed by the cops. Or it's probably just random. Most likely random. We were going to make it look like it's a conspiracy on our YouTube channel. Look how dangerous we are. The cops are following us. Look at this. So, we're still being followed by the cops.
Or don't forget that Bohemian Grove is their little pleasure playground.
And look, hold on, but look at the names. Look at the names that they named that made it to the Bilderberg Group. Bill Clinton, George Soros, Prince Charles. Just look at those names. Those names
Epstein.
that's been associated with Epstein.
Epstein, right.
That's what we're trying to tell y'all. It's all connected. They're all connected to Epstein. Epstein was doing their dirty work for them.
Right. Yeah,
George
Luke Radowski.
Soros, Bill Gates. Bill Gates definitely was connected to Epstein. Bill and Hillary Clinton definitely connected to Epstein. George Soros connected to Epstein. These individuals are all connected to Epstein.
Facts. Yeah, Trump is
a higher. Trump is hired. He'll work with anybody. That's what y'all have to understand. One thing you have to understand about Trump. You saying where is Trump? Trump is an opportunist. Trump will work with whoever pays him the most money and able to give him the most power. That's what y'all think, that Trump is there to help you out, but he's really just a paid con man, because they know he talks really good and he can influence people. And Trump is definitely, we seen that Trump was connected to Epstein. Trump is not for the American people. Trump is for Trump. Trump ain't even for the elites. Trump is for whoever pays him the most.
Right.
Whoever can help him make the most money and gain power. He's an opportunist. They hired Trump when they need, somebody that's not necessarily on nobody's side but neutral, but he gets the job done. That's what y'all have to understand. Y'all think that Trump is for the United States, but Trump is not for the United States. He's not for the United States. Trump is for Trump. Always has been. Trump plays all sides.
Right. He was right, because he was Democrat and he was working with both Democrats and Republicans. So I don't really think it really matters to him. He's
Israel,
and
Ukraine, and Russia, and China. He was working with China back in the day. He was working with Russia. His wife is Russian.
Right. Yeah.
He was working with all of these. He worked with whoever is able to give him more power or enabling him to basically expand his businesses.
Right. Give him.
They realized that
contracts, all the contractors. He contracted
they started
himself.
Realizing that people don't trust politicians like that anymore. So they like, well, it's time to put Trump in there. Trump has always been the person that they was going to depend on once people stopped trusting all the politicians, because that's what's happening. A lot of people are starting not to trust neither Democrat or Republicans. People don't trust Bush or trust Hillary or any of the rest of them efforts.
Right,
Bush
yeah,
was
they're going.
Hillary was the Democrat. Bill was the people don't trust them, so they're like, we need to get someone in there that's
they're gonna start
not really associated with any
entertainers. They're gonna start using entertainers as politicians next.
Well, they did that already. Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor.
Yeah, right.
He's an actor.
Ronald Reagan was an actor.
Ronald Reagan was
right on Reagan slash. So you're starting to see them groom more entertainers to put in that space, because that's what people look up to. They looking up to these right. They looking up to these entertainers. Let's continue though. It's just on the Bilderberg group. Yeah. Luke Radowski. Somebody said, Luke Radowski been at this since like the early 2000s.
Facts.
I think this video is probably from somewhere in the early 2000s.
It is from the early 2000s.
Right. This is when Alec Jones was sneaking in the Bohemian Grove and sneaking it, following the Bilderberg group around.
Which means my first premonitions are correct. I was right.
So what is really going on in these meetings? Well, all weekend, I'll be in Chantilly, Virginia, covering the Bilderberg Group. Every year, about 130 of the world's most powerful elite players in banking, mining, oil, food, media, and defense and politics meet in secret behind closed doors without any official press coverage.
By the way, where's the Bilderberg press release? We're waiting for an official statement from the Bilderberg Group, and so far we haven't got it.
There's no press releases. There's no official attendee press release out there. So no one really knows who it is that attends or what they're talking about.
It is violation of federal law, the Logan Act to be specific. Get $10 for the first copy and tell me what the Logan Act is.
There's an act called the Logan Act, which says that you cannot meet with foreign diplomats without congressional oversight. It says that any citizen of the United States without authority of the U.S. carries on any correspondence or intercourse with a foreign government or any officer or agent thereof with intent to influence the measures or conduct of any foreign government or to defeat the measures of the U.S. shall be fined or imprisoned, not more than 3 years. So that's what the majority of people seem to be saying out there, Liz, is that this is that, they think that the State Department has been bought out by lobbyists, foreign diplomats, and corporations, really, who are making the decisions that affect everyone.
When you're discussing foreign policy, you're talking about manipulating the prices of oil, the price of gold. When you're trying to select presidents and prime ministers and these sorts of things, it has to be done in secret, because these are the things that the people are not necessarily for.
Good works are done in light, so what's done in darkness needs to be brought to light. And something like this, like the Bilderberg meeting, should be exposed, and it's up to us, citizen media, to be out here and expose this.
While Bilderberg attendees were questioned by independent journalists about what really goes on there, they completely skirt the issue or even deny having attended in some instances.
What was your business meeting at the Bilderberg meeting, and how come there's no press there? Can you please answer that question, sir?
No, I just want to talk about Bilderberg. We should ask the Bilderberg people.
But you attended the Bilderberg yourself, sir.
I did.
How do you think being a part of the Bohemian Grove and Bilderberg Group has affected you being chairman of the Fed?
Bohemian Grove? I was never a member of the Bohemian Grove.
Says you attended, but the Bilderberg Group? But what happened at the Bilderberg meetings?
I
classify this as big.
I think I vaguely recall I went to one. I'm not a member of the Bilderberg Group. I'm not a member of the Bohemian Grove. Those are membership organizations.
Sometimes they just straight up lie. Sometimes they catch themselves in lying, and it's very interesting. It's very telling. I mean, people can make up their own minds. When you see a Bilderberg member being confronted by a journalist about what they did here, the reaction is very telling. Mr. Kissinger, what are you going to be doing at Bilderberg this year in Switzerland?
What am I going to do in
Bilderberg? Yeah, in Switzerland this year. What happens there?
Well, a discussion of various topics.
Mr. Kissinger, we're going to go this way.
And what these people say when they're confronted by independent journalists, what was said there, what do you guys do there? They just say, oh, well, we just meet and talk. The problem about that is, when do 130 of the world's most powerful people just get together and just talk and have beers? They talk about policy and they talk about things that affect the entire world.
Our news organization actually ran into Bill Clinton, and he said you invited him to the 1991 Bilderberg Group meeting. Yeah, I did. There's no press coverage. You have international elites in banking, media, corporations, and press meeting in secret. And everybody calls it a conspiracy, and it never happened.
Well, it's not a conspiracy. I've been going since 1969.
What happens?
We have a discussion. There's an agenda, and we discuss it.
Barack Obama
and we put out a report.
And why is there no press coverage of something so important?
We don't want any press coverage.
They say he's been going since 1969.
1969, yep.
1969.
That's basically he's letting you know he's been there since the first meeting.
Damn. Wow. Well,
we don't have to have press coverage.
So the evidence
for y'all that saying we smoke weed and we idiots. I seen somebody in the comments say that. Explain that. This guy been going since 1969 to the Bilderberg meeting. So how we smoke weed and we idiots? Because we bring it. That's just another.
What makes us idiots? What makes us idiots?
Really
what are we seeing on here that makes us idiots?
Policies that we see after these meetings being implemented, and you just have to look at the people who are involved and what comes out of it. And you saw in 2008 when Obama infamously kind of skirted his press corps, which is with him 24/7, onto another plane, and said that he was going to be meeting with Hillary in Virginia.
Robert, why were we not told about this meeting and that the senator wouldn't be on our flight until the doors were shut and we were about to taxi to take off?
Again, we had a desire. Senator Obama had a desire to do some meetings. Others had a desire to meet with him tonight in a private way, and that's what we're doing.
So who made the decision that we were going to leave in a separate plane? Who was the person? Who do we complain to?
That guy looks like me.
Completely unprecedented behavior when the press is supposed to be with you 24/7. So completely tricking his press to go on a separate plane to an undisclosed location in Virginia with Hillary at meetings all weekend. It was pretty obvious that it was Bilderberg, and it came out later that Hillary got this high-level cabinet position just days after.
But it's a consolidation of power when the secret entities between the military, the banking, the corporations, the government, the military meet in secret once a year. The most powerful people in the world, 15 members each year.
Stop it.
Someone was telling me that they went inside the Marriott days before the actual conference, and there was like 120 desks in a circle with their own individual microphones, like a UN meeting. I mean, you're telling me that these people don't discuss policy and plan agenda? I mean, in their official website, they talk about things that they're going to pursue, how to, talk about the evolution of democracy across the world, cyber terrorism. I mean, these things we know there's going to be agenda that comes out of them. What else would they be doing there? And why is it so secret?
The world is simpler. I believe the world is simpler than you think. And the things that you don't like in the world are usually explained by stupidity.
And even Senator Wyden proposed, he's the chair of this trade organization in the Senate, and he's talking about why is Obama not letting us see what you guys are talking about, the negotiations that are happening in the TPP. This is completely secret. And I'm the head of this chair on trade, and you're not even letting me see what it is you guys are discussing with these 200 corporate advisors, everywhere from pharmaceuticals to banking.
But we are not smart enough as a society or as an elite to come up with the kinds of conspiracies that can work.
There are leaks, there are moles inside Bilderberg every year that kind of put out things that we're talking about, even though they're sworn to secrecy. Media moguls who go there are sworn to secrecy, but things do come out.
We've just gotten this huge data leak from the 1966 meeting, and it's clear, I've been looking over these documents for the past 4 or 5 days now. They were deciding on the future of NATO. They were deciding on how to plan economies. They were deciding what countries and what quotas they'd be able to send their exports. They'd decide how to put strings on developing countries and how to try to control the population.
You know things I know nothing about. I can't disagree with you because you know secrets. What?
Are you curious to go look into the things he's brought up? Why not?
No. I'm way too lazy to do that.
It's really just, it's just all laid out right in front of you. It's not a conspiracy. It's just the way it is. You can look at who's donating to these people, and that's really who's putting them in office and who they pay favors to.
Mark Dice is ready. He has the tax return that he found of the Bilderberg Group.
$655,000 they were given in 2008.
Wow.
And it lists who gave them what. The Washington Post gives the Bilderberg Group $25,000 in 1 year.
We got Kissinger, Rockefeller,
20 grand, David Rockefeller, 50 grand, Microsoft, 75 grand. Some of these people I don't know
Wall
who they
Street
are.
Journal.
Jenny Zoline Foundation, 25 grand. Coca-Cola, I mean, really a worthless company.
Yeah, we actually confronted,
Only gave them 10 grand in 2008. The Ripplewood Foundation, whoever they are, but they're located in Rockefeller Plaza. One Rockefeller Plaza, whoever the Ripplewood Foundation is, gave them 75 grand. Goldman Sachs, $25,000. You think that Goldman Sachs should offer them a little bit more money than 25 grand?
That's our money.
All right, Charlie, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're here today?
Well, I'm here in my capacity as a journalist, covering it for this event for the London Guardian.
I remember you were sent down here, like 2 or 3 years ago to Bilderberg for the first time?
2009. And, so I thought it'd be funny, you know. I said, you know, no one covers this. Maybe I should go along and maybe it'll be a laugh. And it turned into an absolute nightmare. And I was just chased. I was hounded out of the Hoodie meeting. Whoop! There goes Joseph Ackerman of Deutsche Bank.
Is that true?
No.
Is that what it is?
It's the world's most powerful lobby group. They're so powerful that the politicians come to them. Usually lobby groups meet in the lobby of, government buildings. They're called lobbyists, but this lobby group is so powerful that politicians come to them. This is what we're reduced to. I mean, it's just trying to catch glimpses of people in, hiding behind the Financial Times in the back of their limo, which is, it's not great. You know, we just drove up to the security now and said, can we speak to the we're members of the press. We showed our press cards and said, can we speak to can you show us to the press centre? And yeah, no, there's no press center. Can we speak to someone who could represent the organization to the press? No, that's not available. They're resolutely failing to nurture any kind of proper and grown-up relationship with the press, which is just kind of lame.
Let's start with the rest of them. Henry Kissinger! Henry Kissinger! Henry Kissinger! Fuck you! Henry Kissinger! Oh my God!
Can you expand on your quote when you said military men are dumb, stupid animals to be used as pawns for foreign policy?
I never said that.
Bob Woodward said you said that.
I said Bob Woodward never tells.
He's the guy who covered Watergate. He's a trusted journalist.
Yeah, first of all, he was the main one that weaponized food against the citizens, using food as a weapon to basically starve out other countries to basically take over their resources. This was straight out of his playbook. Now, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
It doesn't. You never said that? Your greatest accomplishments have caused a lot of human suffering.
Please, sir.
Do you have any regret or remorse for the human suffering, Mr. Kissinger, that you caused millions of people in Chile and Argentina and East Timor?
He's not remorseful at all. He's been responsible. He was responsible for some 8 million deaths in Indochina, in Vietnam, South, North, Cambodia, and Laos. He's probably the most prominent unindicted war criminal roaming around today. The overthrow and murder of Salvador Allende in Chile, the Kissinger's prompting of the creation of Operation Condor and Plan Mercurio, which saw people being disappeared and kidnapped from various Latin American countries, leftist activists. He's very arrogant when it comes to his role in history. There's a number of investigations around the world of his war crimes, including in places like Chile. They'd love to get him on the stand. And we see the war bleeding from Afghanistan to Pakistan, just like we saw Kissinger authorize the war to bleed over into Cambodia. And we know the terrible results of that, bringing to power eventually Pol Pot and the Cambodian killing fields.
How do you guys feel knowing you just allowed a war criminal inside the Westfield Marriott?
Do you think that this is America waking up? Is this America fed up? Is this the new media really showing its teeth for the first time? What do you think?
Yes, I do. What I'm most encouraged about is how young people are. I'm 49, and I thought that the younger generation was completely brainwashed, but including my own children. But I'm thankfully finding that that's not the case. So I think we've got a lot of hope. I can't tell you how great it is to be out here with everybody.
All right, if you had one final message to say to everybody out there that may not know what the Bilderberg Group is, why they should be concerned, why these people are out there, what would you tell them?
Oh, I'd say that just about everybody has to know someone in law enforcement or in government, or they're in government or law enforcement themselves. And you need to reach out to those people and let them know that the citizens are concerned for good reason, and that the people in government should be concerned for good reason. Because we're all going to go to the guillotine, so to speak. And we all need to stick together and recognize we're Americans first, and we have a rule of law, we have a constitution, and that's what's most important.
Thousands of people were tuned in for 12-hour blocks at a time, thousands of people tuning into Luke's live stream, Alex's live stream. So it really is the new media that you see. People care about this. They want to know what's going on. And it was really amazing to see how many people were really tuned in for so long to see this going on.
Abby, thank you so much for being there and keeping us informed as to what was going on. That was RT correspondent Abby Martin.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this was that's the time was where RT News was popping. They was and all the real information out there. Then all of a sudden, YouTube banned they channel, got their channel up out of here.
People gotta pay attention, man. We gotta get out of this brainwashing. like the social engineering, like the programs that we grew up in, all of it is basically fabricated to control us, and it's these wicked individuals that's controlling us. When they go those Bilderberg group meetings and those trilateral, they making decisions on basically how we're going to live.
Right.
Like the stuff that we going I'm telling you right now that COVID stuff was part of a Bilderberg meeting group, one of their agendas. That's the type of stuff they talk about at the Bilderberg group when we gonna have the next pandemic. That why you think Bill Gates was one of the attendees there. And every time you hear about a pandemic, you got Bill Gates being a spokesperson and funding the vaccines and all of that.
Yeah.
And he faithfully attended those Bilderberg meetings. And who was he associated with? Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, make sure y'all check out the Sasha Riley testimonies is on the channel. Go to the live stream tab. We got all part 1, 2, 3, and 4. So y'all can watch those interviews on the channel.
I'm willing to guarantee you Jeffrey Epstein been to one of those Bilderberg group meetings.
I'm reckoning he was.
They probably Bill Clinton probably flew there on his jet. Bill Clinton probably flew there wherever Bill Clinton was at, whatever side of the world he was at. He probably used Epstein jet to get to the Bilderberg meeting group. That's what you have to understand. This guy, this dirty individual, this swine, was connected to all these powerful people, and they all sat around and had these meetings about what policies and what agendas and what false flag operations they're going to do to control the world. And they don't let press in there. They don't let press in there because they don't want the people to know about it. And that right there is against the law. We need freedom of press everywhere. You gotta let the press in because you gotta let the people know. Why are you powerful people meeting?
Right. They ain't let no press in. They ain't let no press in there at all. Said it was closed off. They ain't let no press in there. None. Then you got the Trilateral Commission, and that's people that meet from other countries. They all meet together.
Right.
You got the Council on Foreign Relations.
Yep. The Trilateral Commission, Council on Foreign Relations, the Bilderberg Group.
Bilderberg Group.
All of this stuff.
It's crazy.
And they're sitting there deciding the fate of all of us on the planet.
Right.
And they got agents out there like Epstein operating. Human trafficking and drug trafficking and all the rest of the stuff. There's an island for everything, y'all. Like we told y'all at the beginning of the stream. There's an island for drugs. There's an island for human experiments. There's an island for sex crimes and pedophilia and stuff like that. They showed us in every different, and then there's a TV show or movie to represent all of that. Like we told y'all.
And they have islands where they cloning. Cloning as well.
Experiment, scientific experiments, human experiments. So you gotta realize a lot of the human trafficking ain't necessarily just for sex.
Right.
A lot of it's for scientific research that they can't do because it's illegal. Because it's illegal in a lot of places on Earth to clone.
Yeah, so they have
these secret islands. Yeah.
Well, and then Bill Gates goes into a lot of those African countries to experiment with Maxine and all that. He goes in there and experiment. He's been doing that since the 70s, 80s. Right. He's been going over there in little African villages and basically running experiments on those villagers, the children, the adults, everything, because they need test subjects, and a lot of the shit they doing is illegal anyway.
And a lot of times it be their own politicians selling them out.
It be their own when they go to their country, right?
Yep. It be their own prime ministers and presidents that be selling them out, selling out their citizens to Bill Gates. And a lot of those politicians and prime ministers, they went to Epstein Island, the sex side, to fulfill their fantasies and all that stuff and all the stuff that they do there. That's how they get them, and they get it all on camera. And people like Epstein basically is able to blackmail a lot of these individuals. Because a lot of times these people aren't able to get in power. They have to uphold a certain image to remain in power. Once that image is threatened by something that Epstein have on the tape, you know what I'm saying? They don't want that released, so they able to be controlled. And Epstein worked for these Bilderberg group type of individuals. That's how they able to control the powerful people who aren't on board. Because just to mind you, because there's powerful people who are not on board with the main agenda, but they still have ways to even control them. And if they can't control them, they do something where they stage a coup and they kill them. Like Gaddafi, he's definitely one of the ones that they took out.
Saddam.
Because he wasn't in agreement. Yep. Saddam.
Yeah, Saddam wasn't in agreement.
There was other African president that they took out during COVID. Who was it a Kenyan? Was it the Kenyan president during COVID? That one of them presidents got taken out because they didn't want to enforce the code, or what's it called? Tasmania, the Swazi. It was one of those presidents over there that got taken out because he ain't want to enforce the COVID stuff. Because he was saying the COVID test and all that stuff was a scam.
And it came out, and all that came out that it was.
It came out that this stuff was a scam. Yeah. That those tests wasn't even even detecting COVID. They wasn't created for that.
Yeah, I tell you what, they think they're gonna be able to hide in some underground bunkers. They got another thing coming. That's not gonna save them hiding in some underground bunkers. I know that's what they, banking on. Like I said, they staged a big event just to protect those people on the Epstein list.
It was Tanzania, right?
Yeah,
that's
Tanzania.
Somebody said it. Tanzania, yeah, that was they took that president out during COVID because he ain't want to follow the guidelines that the World Health Organization wanted to set for the world. And they stage a coup and they take them out. and it usually be the intelligence agencies that do that. It's usually the CIA and the Mossad working together. They love doing those operations together. The United States federal government and the Mossad. And they show you that on TV series and stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Them two organizations working together. Why do you think the United States always sending a whole bunch of money over there to Israel so they can keep them black operations going? Staging those coups all around the world. Let's just call it what it is.
Let's call it what it is. Like so I just seen something recently that they saying that let me pull this up. Matter of fact, let me pull it up because I did save it. That they can't get involved, that Congress basically can't get involved with the decision of the Epstein files being released. I said, what? I said, really? Oh, so we just tell us we in a dictatorship without telling us we in a dictatorship.
Facts.
Just tell us that. Just say, yeah, you're on a dictatorship.
Fascism.
Yeah, they have to disguise it because you know why? American citizens are still allowed to have their guns, and the guns is usually for tyrannical governments that want to try to oppress their citizens, and they know that. So they don't want.
A lot of Americans forgot that. There's still a lot of Americans.
There's still a lot of people that understand that. Yeah, there's still a lot. There's still a lot. It's enough. It's enough.
I don't think it's enough yet because it's just.
I don't think it's
I don't
enough.
think it's enough yet. It ain't enough yet. Because I mean, you gotta think about how many times we've been done dirty as American citizens, and it seemed like the government is still operating like business as usual. They're not scared of the people at all. That's how you know that your country, your government isn't. When people don't fear the government, that's how you know they're straight slavery. When the people don't fear the government. But if the government fears the people,
the government fears that the people coming together is is what they fear.
They don't fear that at all right now. They ain't fearing that at all. Because they know they got the people as far as divided. Look at everybody.
Yeah.
Look at everybody. Everybody's divided. Like it's people's divided. People still arguing about who's the best president. That don't sound like a nation of free people right there. Yeah, who would be the best president? Who's the best Democrat? Who's the best Republican?
Yeah, who's the best? Yeah, they always use the
who's the lesser evil.
That's like choosing the murderer or the rapist.
Right. Who's the lesser evil?
Who's the lesser evil? Like, all right, yeah. So this is put out. Yeah, this is an article put out earlier by ABC, and why it says members of Congress can't intervene with the release of the Epstein files. DOJ says. All right, so it says Manhattan. A top federal prosecutor said Friday that the judge lacks the authority to appoint a neutral expert to oversee the public release of the documents in the sex trafficking probe and financier Jeffrey Epstein and the British was it Ghislaine Maxwell. The judge Paul, I guess is Engelmeyer, was told in a letter signed by the U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton that he must reject the request this week by congressional I can't even say the word, componsers of the Epstein files and Transparency Act appoint to a neutral expert. So they basically telling the Congress, y'all don't have no power to make the DOJ basically release the Epstein files. So they basically saying F y'all, we don't really care what y'all think. It ain't like y'all was gonna release the real shit anyway, but what y'all have to release under the Transparency Act of the Epstein Transparency Act, they supposed to release everything. So how can they just override Congress? Then we just in a dictatorship. Just say that. Just say that so the people can move accordingly to how y'all moving. That's basically what they saying. Yo, that is crazy.
You know why
bro.
they can override Congress? Because Congress is some members of Congress that's probably been blackmailed.
They on the Epstein list as well. Epstein probably bribed a lot of them, or a lot of people that's working. They still probably getting bribed. Yeah, they probably still got blackmailed. Yeah, they on tapes in uncompromising positions. They probably doing drugs, cheating on their wife, messing with underage girls and boys. Yeah, they on them tapes. That's why Congress is scared, because a lot of them got caught up in the blackmailing. Ghislaine met with the DOJ to confirm it. That's what her whole meeting was about. Confirm who y'all dealt with, so we can go ahead and just let them know. Yeah, Ghislaine said we dealt. You know, she dealt with y'all, and she got tapes and stuff on y'all. So yeah, the tape. Yeah, they're being blackmailed. That's why they ain't doing shit about it. It is crazy, bro. Look. Look at the agents.
Well, where's the agents? What they talking about?
Your stupid Niners still obsessed over the files. Nah, it ain't about the files. It's about the head of these corporations and these public officials
getting away with murder and
taking our tax dollars. Yeah, and taking our tax dollars to fund it. Maybe you just Roscoe 4120. Are you part of their establishment? Are you an agent coming in here, buddy?
Have to be. Have to be.
So they really still think we should be paying taxes to this shit. Oh man. Members of Congress can't intervene in the release of the Epstein files, DOJ says. When I seen that shit, I said, oh yeah. So it's pretty much, so basically it's left in the people's hands. Because when the government can't do shit, about other government officials doing crime, that means the people have to step in. It has to be, because who else is going to hold them accountable? If they up there and they ain't gonna hold themselves accountable, and not gonna hold their colleagues accountable neither. So who's it left up to basically put the pressure on them? It has to be the people, right? Because who else going to do it?
Right.
Who else going to do it, y'all? Who's it left up to?
Cause they ain't going. Yeah, they not going to slap the cuffs on themselves. Like even if they got busted for their crimes, you think they're going to slap the cuffs on themselves and walk themselves into the jail cell?
Right. For y'all to have doubts, this is smack dead in y'all face. It said Congress can't intervene with the files getting released. So what else they can't get involved with? What else they can't intervene with? If something as simple as the Epstein files can't be released, then what else Congress can't? What else Congress don't have power to do?
But we all know that we know Congress is 100% corrupt.
Controlled and corrupt. Right.
Every branch of the United States government is corrupt and always has been from the beginning. That's why at the very beginning there was stuff put in place like the Bill of Rights to protect the citizens against this corruption, this tyranny. That's why there's always, freedom of speech, right to bear arms, freedom of press, and all that type of stuff. All that stuff had to be put in place because governments always abuse their power. And United States is on steroids right now when it comes to abusing power.
Somebody said local Congress, call your congressman and you seen what they did with Pam Blondie and Cash Patel. They grilled them up there at Congress, at the House. They grilled them, and nothing still was done about it.
Well, that's just theatrics. That's
what I'm saying. That's the point I was making.
They go hang out after that.
Yeah. All right.
They go hang out after that. They only do that to put on a show for the American people. Because a lot of them individuals be getting blackmailed.
All right.
But they still had to make it look like they not a part of it, so they got to go in there and put on a show to make it look like they really concerned of why them Epstein files ain't being presented to the people like the people are asking. So they got to act like they on the people's side. It's all theatrics, all of it. I don't even know how anybody can even disagree with what we saying right now. Like, the evidence is all around us. None of those people in that Oval Office have ever been for us. And as soon as they try to do something for the people, they get assassinated or attempted assassination.
Oh, this shit just proves it right here. Smack dead in your face. Smack dead in your face.
What?
Nah, I'm just saying that Congress can't intervene with the release of the Epstein.
Oh yeah, right. Why can't Congress intervene?
That's a slap. Right, that's a slap right in the face.
Yeah, nobody can disagree with what we're saying because the proof is all around us. Like you can't go by what they say anymore. You got to go by what we're witnessing, like the actions, and the actions of like all the crimes that America has committed all over the world with the help of Israel proves right there. All the crimes they commit, and then allowing people like Epstein to operate. A lot of the powerful people knew what Epstein were doing. They was a part of it. When you got a President Bill Clinton, like they literally want Bill and Hillary to go and testify at the hearing for the Epstein files, and they won't go. They were subpoenaed and they said no.
They
I'm
said
not going anywhere.
now
I'm
they
not talking
said
about Epstein.
Well, yeah, because they said if they ain't holding Pam Bondi, I call it Blondie. If they not holding Pam Blondie accountable, then why should they show up and testify? That's basically what they saying. That's what the Clintons said, because they refused to hold Pam Blondie accountable. So they said, why do we have to show up to testify there? Y'all ain't even getting Pam Blondie if y'all ain't holding Pam Blondie accountable. That's how they justified it. Can you
So
imagine?
basically, they above the law. Is basically
Yeah. It's still nobody's going to jail, bro, for that shit.
So they're above the law, basically. So who can really disagree with us? You had agents coming in calling us idiots and all this type, but how could you even disagree with us? Like you can only say that. You can never say that what we're saying is not accurate or that is some theory. It's not theory.
I think because Donald Trump has so much influence over the people that they think that it's impossible for him to be involved with anything or protect anybody because if Trump was if he was really for the people, he wouldn't give a fuck. He'd just throw all them people that's on that list under the bus. But he does business with a lot of them. He's not trying to mess up his business. I mean, it's organized.
There's a lot of his friends that can get hurt if he didn't back.
Yeah, he told the truth about that. Yeah, I mean, it's organized crime, bro, and I ain't really expecting him to really do anything because it's organized crime. That's what they do. They're a secret society. They organize crime, and I ain't really expecting them to do anything. I'm not expecting Trump to do anything.
Trump is still protecting himself from that list and a lot of his associates from that list. That's what y'all have to understand. Trump ain't for us. He's for his people and his family and himself first. He's not here to save America. He's not going to save America.
Nah, the people have to save themselves. It's always been like that. There's no government that ever came along and saved the people. That's never going to happen. The people have to save the people. It's always been like that throughout history. The people have to save the people.
And let's say Trump was for the United States people. Let's say Trump was for the American people. They would have been took him out. You gotta understand the amount of corruption that's in the United States before Trump even became president. The amount of corruption that's ingrained into the higher ups in our government. They would not allow Trump to operate if he was against them. They will take him out.
They wouldn't even let him in there.
JFK. Just like they did JFK.
They wouldn't even let him in there.
And if Trump really stole the office from the elites and the so-called what they call them when they drain in the swamp, what are they calling these people these days? What are they calling them? You know what they call them. What they call them when they tell them they want to drain the swamp and all that type of stuff. If he was really against all of them people, they would take him out easily. They had poisoned something he eat. They had shoot him with something. They'd use a heart attack gun. Whatever they need to do to take him out, they would have been took him out. The deep state. That's what they. If Trump wasn't a member of the deep state, and knowing that the deep state runs majority of our government, you think they will allow Trump in office to basically make moves that will benefit the American people and not benefit the deep state's agenda? They would not let Trump stay in there. He's not invincible. He's not invincible.
Right.
And you see what happened. JFK was a president just like Trump. But soon as JFK started going at the deep state, talking about auditing the Fed and all that, and talking about secret societies and all this type of stuff, all the corrupt politicians, they killed him right away. They took JFK out, and his brother.
They took
that
him
proves
and his brother
right
out.
there that you're not going to be even when Reagan was in there, and he didn't really want Bush as his VP. Reagan did not want Bush as his VP, and Reagan was against big government.
Yeah,
they
he was trying to
changed his
downsize
tune
the
up real
government,
quick
right.
when that assassination attempt on his life. That scared him. That spooked him to the point where Reagan had to jump on board. And really, Bush was running the Reagan era. Y'all call it the Reagan era, and Reagan did this, and Reagan. It was Bush running that shit for real. Bush was really running the Reagan era.
Daddy Bush, right?
Right. Yeah, not W.
Herbert.
Yeah, not W. It's George. Yeah.
George, yeah, it's Herbert.
He was running the Reagan era. That's what y'all have to understand. That's how you know Trump ain't for the American people.
I'm really not, I don't understand. People shouldn't be expecting them to, because really the people have to defend themselves. The people have to be for themselves. I don't understand why people still think government is there to save you. Nah, it's always been the people. The people always came together and maintained. It was never the government that actually. The government is against people that's coming together to maintain, because they need people to be part of the system to keep feeding their agenda. It's up to the people. It's always been that way. Tribal sovereignty. What's sovereign about it?
Someone said Bush wasn't running the Reagan era.
Shit, yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. You gotta remember that.
Really running the show.
Yeah, you gotta remember that the granddad Bush. You gotta remember these people been in higher up into the intelligence agencies. That's what they from that whole realm of things. The intelligence agencies and all that, they from that. So if you think an actor and a DJ and a goddamn DJ gonna come along and be higher than them, are you crazy? You gotta remember, Ronald Reagan was a DJ, a disc jockey, and an actor. Bush and them been in politics since the granddad, and they're tied to they're related to the Queen of England and them. So who you think really ran that shit? Let's not be stupid here, y'all. I know y'all gotta be more caught up in that.
This is an agent in here, a bot.
I know y'all caught up. I know y'all caught up with the information by now. I know y'all ain't this far. I know y'all ain't that damn far behind.
Nah, this is an agent from the bot farm. Because look, this person is in here as two different people, but it's the same person named Patrick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Both named Patrick. One is Patrick Pitt Schneider, and the other one's Patrick Mulholland. It's the same person.
Same person. They're gonna talk through bot phones.
Yeah, through bot phone. In here trolling.
To the bot phone, Batman.
There's a bot in here.
Yeah, the Club of Rome. Right. These people real dumb to really think that Ronald Reagan, an actor / disc jockey, is gonna be head over Bush and them. Are you crazy? If you know history, then you should already know that. You should already know who was really running that shit during that time. Just by their bloodlines. Like it's obvious. Yeah, granddad Bush. Yeah, the dad, not Herbert Walker, but Herbert Walker's dad. HW's dad.
Yeah, it's definitely. They definitely, because to tell you the truth, that the information has been out here so long, and it ain't even that hard to figure out anymore. All the corruption. If you denying it now, you either have to be an agent or you just completely brain dead. And when I say brain dead, you brainwashed to the point where, like, you might as well just be brain dead. You might as well just be brain dead if you're that brainwashed. You don't even have to look that far for the corruption anymore.
I don't really think most of these people probably ain't even from America that be coming in here.
Well, it's corruption wherever country they from.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, their
corruption is going on there too.
Yeah, because it's global anyway. This
global thing.
This agenda is a global criminal organization.
And the bots coming in. Well, if you don't like America, then won't you move? This is my native land. Why would I move? Because corruption, people trying to control me on the lands that I was born, my family was born on. Where am I moving to? And it's global conspiracy. So where am I going to move to where this conspiracy don't exist? There's nowhere to move to.
You mean they the ones got to move?
Exactly.
People need to be going to jail and publicly executed for treason. Let's just get it out the way now. A lot of them need to be going to jail and executed for treason. Let's just call it what it is, man. Because I mean, we can't get away with no type of crimes. Like even you go to jail for stealing $1. They get to steal trillions of dollars. Like where's the injustice? Where's the justice in that? Like the hypocrisy is crazy. We go to jail for stealing $1. They get to walk out the back of the Pentagon with trillions.
And you ain't even stealing no dollar as a citizen. You stealing what's owed to you. You only getting back what's owed to you.
They get to send money
from you.
They get to send money to all these countries. I mean, billions of dollars to all these different countries. Tax dollars money at that. Like how the hell we?
You know why it's hard. You know why it's hard for citizens to stand up. You know why it's hard for citizens to stand up, because they still got us brainwashed on these day-to-day jobs, these mindless jobs that they got us out here doing, basically working like slaves for pennies, because we're still brainwashed to their system of money. That's what it, as long as we stay brainwashed to their system of money and hold each other accountable based on their rules, they always going to rule over us. It's going to be hard for anybody to separate from this system if you're too scared to. For instance, like you said, if everybody was to go on strike, don't go to work, don't pump no gas, don't do. If everybody in the United States did that for 3 days, if everybody in the United States did that for 3 days, the whole system will collapse. The whole system will collapse if we just all did that for 3 days. But people are too scared to, because it's too mixed. You got too many people like, well, I can't miss the work because I live paycheck to paycheck, and if I get fired, I'm going to be homeless. Because we're all holding each other accountable to a system that's been fucking us all.
Basically.
And we still holding each other accountable to it. Oh, you better pay your taxes. Then you still got the idiots. Well, if you don't pay no taxes, how are we going to get the roads? How are you going to have roads? How are you going to have roads if you
the roads is already there?
Roads that you're getting taxed. Roads that you're getting taxed to hell on and pulled over by the police. Basically, roads you're getting taxed to hell. They taxing the hell out of you for the vehicles you're using on those roads, the gas that you pumping to run the vehicles on those roads, and the cops there to set you up so they can tax you more when they give you a fine. You want to pay for roads that's enslaving your dumb ass. Like, the roads are there just to suck you dry.
Yeah, that's lit.
They're using the roads to suck you dry.
Yeah, but listen, we can go all day about this, man. That's what it's going to take for people like the Epstein people and the files. It's going to take the citizens to stand up. We all still sitting on our asses. We all still sitting on our asses and expecting the government to arrest themselves or to expose themselves. We're asking the criminals to release files on themselves that's going to expose them for the crimes that they committed. Why would we expect that? Why would we expect the criminals to expose themselves to us so they have to slap the cuffs on themselves and walk themselves into a prison cell? You know how slow and retarded we are to believe that they're going to do that? They're never going to do that. We will never see the true name. We will never see the real shit that happened on that Epstein Island if we leave it up to the government, because most of them is in those files. Most of them are on those videos, on those pictures, shout out
audios.
Shout out to the people that's really that was the victims or whatever that's speaking out, that's at least getting starting to put the information out there that the people need, the people can go off of, because we're not dependent on the government to tell nobody the truth. You know what I'm saying? We know that ain't gonna happen, so we ain't really dependent on that. I mean, we can depend on them to be exactly who they are. That's it.
Look at them. They think that word is gonna piss us off. They think that word is gonna make us mad. Just look at the agents, the race agents.
Oh, race baiters.
Racism don't even control us because we don't care about that.
Oh, race baiters.
Yeah, look at
them. I call race baiters.
Let me get this person out of here. Yeah, this is funny. Yeah, these people be funny as I don't know what.
Yeah, I'm expecting that. I'm expecting the agent bots to come in here. I already know they gonna come in
here.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can't put race and stuff in the comment section.
They
Like,
think we're gonna be mad. They think we're
I
gonna be
ain't gonna
mad
be
'cause they
mad.
use the word niggers. Like, we don't care about that.
Nah, that ain't gonna get that ain't get nobody. That you can't rage bait us with race bait us into rage. That
Rage
ain't
bait
gonna
is
happen
right.
because
Rage
that
bait with
we
racism. Yeah, that ain't
yeah, because
happening.
that ain't gonna happen because the
I
shit
don't
we
even
talking
I don't
about
even
right
see no
now.
skin color. I don't. That's a ritual. That's one of the rituals that we know. That's a bunch of bullshit too. That whole black and white thing.
Yeah, that's gonna get you caught up in
That's
some
just more.
bullshit.
That's just more programming. That's another form of MK Ultra programming.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't really feed into that shit. We don't feed into
People
that.
can say, nigger all around me and it won't affect me one little bit. I would not even care. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he trying to divert. Yeah, exactly. They trying to divert. They're trying to divert the information because they know, what
Yeah,
we
bots
saying is
come to this channel to get exposed. I love exposed. I have fun doing it. And I love when they bring their programming because it's programming that I already decoded. So I love when they do it so I can expose the programming. Cause I mean, you coming in here, you know we're two black dudes that's running this channel. You sending bots in here to say nigger when we know that whole black and white thing, the whole KKK thing, all that was just some rituals anyway.
Yeah, make
That
sure
whole
y'all watch
black and
this.
white thing didn't even exist. That whole black and white thing didn't even exist in Mesoamerica. People was all types of skin tones. That's just more programming. So you can say the word nigger all day. I don't care.
Well,
I
you ain't.
understand the programming.
Well, if you say it in here, you getting blocked because we don't want that trigger. We don't want that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For the simple fact, other people,
I
we
love
gotta be,
exposure.
gotta be considered the other people that's in the chat and all that. So you
Right.
come in here saying that any type of
Oh yeah, you're
racial.
gonna get blocked.
If you
still.
saying anything racial about any ethnic group in here, you getting blocked. Because we got people that follow this channel from all ethnics and all backgrounds. So,
right.
I mean, you come in here disrespecting, you just getting blocked. Period. For that, you can have the opinion. Like we don't mind people having their opinion when it comes because it's all right to have an opposing opinion because everybody don't think the same and we ain't expecting everybody to be thinking the same. So some people might have a different view on things. Like we might say that Trump ain't for the people. Some people here might think he is. That's your opinion. Y'all allowed that. So we ain't kicking nobody out for that. It's just the disrespect and the out blatantly stuff that the racists get blocked because we don't ain't want other, even though we don't get offended by it, it might be people in the chat that get offended by it. So
right. Yeah.
This is
YouTube algorithm gets offended by it.
Yeah, because this is a show, so can't
and we trying to get the word out to people of all different races. Because we realize this ain't about no race.
Nah, because there's all types of people involved with this organized crime.
And it's all different type of people being affected by it too. White, black, yellow, green, purple. I don't give a fuck what color you are. You being affected by it. If you ain't in a club, whether you black or white, they kicking your ass right now. There's both black and white victims on that Epstein files. There's all ethnicities.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna keep on because if they the ones that's more closer to the situation, then that's what we're gonna analyze their testimonies.
Right.
And then connect that to the bigger picture. Because a lot of people out here could be talking about the Epstein shit, but if you got actual victims out here that's actually speaking out that was actually attached to that shit. So yeah, it's more, it probably would stick to their testimonies and see what they're talking about. So that's mainly what we doing here. That's why we went from Shasha Riley to Juliette Bryant So, because these are all the people that's saying they was close, close to the situation. So that's the testimonies we analyzing. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Man, this show is sponsored by 90dayherbals.com. Make sure y'all shop with us at 90dayherbals.com. Check out our website where we sell actual natural products like natural CBD, soap, stuff for your hair, your skin, everything on that shop. So make sure y'all check us out. Check us out on there. Make sure y'all subscribe to this this YouTube channel if you haven't. And we 90 Day Network on all platforms.
Facts.
So you can follow us on all the platforms. We on Rumble too, so
yeah, definitely share this video, get the word out, because we definitely be breaking things down. There are a lot of people touching on a lot of points that a lot of people miss, because this is one big grand conspiracy.
It's organized crime, bro. Yeah,
right. Somebody said what we have here is the distractions in the fox guarding the hen house. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's right on point.
The fox guarding the hen house with this Epstein list, because they are not going to release their own crimes to the public and arrest themselves. That's the base of all of this. Like, that's what everybody have to get into their head. All the people who want justice for the Epstein victims and want justice, for all the money that was stolen from taxpayers to run these operations. These people need to be held accountable for this. But the people who need to be held accountable for this, unfortunately, are the people who's supposed to be doing something about it. So they're not going to arrest themselves. So this is a classic case of the foxes guarding the hen house. So you hit that right on the head, Jade the American. You hit that right on the head. They are not going to arrest themselves. It's just not happening. And they won't do it in a million years. If we leave it up to them, that Epstein stuff will never, ever, ever, you will never know the names.
Like we said,
ever know the names.
Trust me, if the people were starting to get too close, like we said here, try to stage some type of big catastrophic event.
Yep.
I believe a lot of this ICE stuff is tied up to distract us from, the Epstein shit too. Well, the whole releasing of, the clients of Epstein and Ghislaine, and the rest of the people that's tied to that organization. Because like I said, Epstein wouldn't be running that operation alone. It would be other codees he run with. Like, it would be other people from around the world that's part of this network. It wouldn't just be, Epstein. He's just the face, and he's dead. So why we ain't, what you gonna do? Dig him up and arrest him and put him in jail as a corpse? Nah, we trying to go after the people that's still operating out here.
Right. And that ICE stuff, that's another whole live stream.
Right.
Because that stuff runs deep. They want basically another Nazi Germany on our head, but to happen in America. Because the type of powers that these ICE agents are getting, they're using stingray technology and militarized stuff. They're tapping into everybody's surveillance and all that. So that right there, they're using the immigration stuff as a cover. They preparing for something else, so they could already have these agents in every city. So they'd be used for more than just immigration. And a lot of them are not even American citizens. A lot of them are soldiers from the UN, mercenaries, and like they're not. A lot of them are not even American. A lot of them aren't even American, y'all. That's the crazy thing about this ICE stuff. It's basically like foreign troops on our land right now. That's why they all masked up. That's why they all wearing masks.
Right.
And you don't even know who the hell they never identify themselves. And they got stingray technology. Stingray technology means they can tap into everybody's cell phones, everybody's devices in the neighborhood, and see what you watching, see what you saying, take your text messages, your emails, everything. They ping your location, wherever you at. So they're actually putting these people in, and they're going to give them more and more power. They're going to give them, see, the thing is, they use both sides of the government. They use the Democrats to bring the immigrants in, so they have a reason for when Trump get in there to have ICE on the street and say we need to get the immigrants out. See, that's how they use both sides of the government to accomplish their agenda. They create a problem with one political party, then they solve it with the other political party that comes into the office, and they make it look like they was opposing each other. But it's really one big grand. Yep, but it's really one big grand plan. So when they pull off what they're going to pull off, which I think is they're going to collapse the United States, our economy so bad that they're going to already have these Nazi-style troops out on the street to control things, because they ain't going to want no uprising. That's why they giving them stingray technology, so they can tap into your cell phones and your laptops and your iPads and read your emails and read your text messages, listen to your phone calls. They could do that because what they're doing is they're actually got cell phone towers connected to their vehicles, to where your stuff don't even ping to T-Mobile's cell phone tower. It pings to their cell phone tower that's coming from their vehicles. That's called stingray technology. They had that since the 90s, but it's been upgraded, especially with the artificial intelligence being integrated into it. So this what they're doing is putting this Nazi-style regime on the streets now, getting Americans used to it, and they're using a cover as immigration to get illegal immigrants out of the country, but they're not really here for that.
It's not working out for them though, because people starting to uprise against ICE being on the streets. So they want the Civil War.
But they want the Civil War so they can lower the land value, so they can come in and buy up everything, so they can create these 15-minute cities. That's their end game.
Yeah, because
their end game is create these 15-minute cities that's hooked up to the digital blockchain. That's their end game. But they have to lower the land value first so they could come up and buy it up on pity. So they need a war here. Because that's what they do in other countries. That's how they're able to ship all the money out to these other countries to rebuild after they bomb them up to death. They did it in Iraq. They did it in Afghanistan. They did it in Ukraine. They did it in the Gaza Strip. Like they do this so they could come and take over the land and get tax dollars, aid, and say, oh, we need aid for all the disasters we caused in Afghanistan and Iraq and all that. We need aid over there. So they're able to take all the money from the taxpayers here to take over there so they can rebuild in the way that they want to rebuild for the central banks and for the Trilateral Commission and the Bilderberg Group heads. Because that's their whole agenda. Destroy, rebuild, use propaganda, kill anybody who get in the way.
Yeah. Problem, reaction, solution is always
facts.
They always using
facts. Problem, reaction, solution. That's what they use. That's their guide. Order out of chaos. Problem, reaction, solution. They might use the Democrat Party to create the problem, and then the people have the reaction. Then they end up voting Republican, and then they get a Republican in there to solve it, but they solve it in a way that fits their agenda in the end. But they got us thinking that it's just about the problem that they cause, but it's really bigger than that. That's how they operate. That's why we tell y'all both sides of the government is against the people. Both sides are corrupt. Both sides are working together. So there's no Democrat and Republican. It's Pepsi and Coca-Cola are owned by the same shareholders. The Republicans and the Democrats are owned by the same shareholders. Yep, two cheeks on the same ass. Democrat and Republicans are two cheeks on the same ass. Right.
Two cheeks on the same ass.
Facts.
I'm gonna start using that one.
That's
Who
what
said that?
Jade American said. Jade American said.
All right, you got Jade America. You gotta let me borrow that real quick. You know what I mean? I need to borrow that.
Two cheeks on the same ass. And they got us arguing. Left cheek is arguing against the right cheek about the shit that's coming out of the middle. Like, that's basically what's going on here.
That's coming out of the middle.
You know what I'm saying? The left cheek is arguing with the right cheek about the same shit that's coming out of the middle.
That's a funny ass. Yo, that's a funny ass analogy right there. The left cheek is arguing with the right cheek for the same shit that's coming out of the middle.
Like, isn't that what it is, though? That's exactly what it is.
Oh, shit. That's the real shit, though. Oh, shit. That's analogy funny as shit, though. Damn.
Like, that's exactly what it is. What is it? Motherfuckers arguing about what tastes better, Pepsi or Coca-Cola, and it's both high fructose corn syrup and caramel color.
And give you diabetes
and ascorbic acid. It's all the same shit. Ascorbic acid, caramel color, and fucking high fructose corn syrup. That's both in Pepsi and Coca-Cola. It's the same product.
Same context in each, yeah, different cans and shit. Yup. That's funny as hell. One can got to be red to be blue and the other one red.
Yeah,
Democrat,
yeah,
Republican.
one is red and white and the other one is blue and white.
Yeah, they keep that red and blue ritual going, don't they? That's crazy. That's crazy. Now I can see if one was using cane sugar, they're like, okay, all right, so we got a slight difference here. One using cane sugar and one using high fructose corn syrup. So I'm running with the cane sugar one. But they both got the same context in both products. It's crazy as shit. Yeah, I think the people gonna start waking up because they ain't really got no choice. Because you see a lot of shit is just getting out of hand. It's overwhelming. There's a lot of shit happening at one time.
Watch that ICE shit though, y'all. Watch that ICE shit could get crazy. They can start pouring billions. Like they can literally start pouring billions and billions of dollars a year into ICE and
make it grow,
building an army, a bigger army what's inside this country. Next thing you know, they're gonna be warring with American citizens, and then you're gonna have a civil war on the damn on the damn streets, and it's the federal government versus the American people.
Right?
That's what's happening.
And
that's what's happening right before our eyes.
Yep, it happened throughout history, and the motherfuckers always lost against the people.
Cause they going after motherfuckers who ain't even immigrants now.
Yeah, they going after people that ain't even that's American citizens.
Yeah, they going after people who aren't even immigrants, and they're not American citizens. I'm willing to bet you a lot of them ICE agents are United Nations troops, and probably Israel Mossad mixed with some mercenaries and shit. That's why they all mad
or criminals from other countries that.
Well, they are criminals. But the mercenaries are usually the criminals.
Yeah, that was brought in here and trained by our government to basically ploy our streets. Yeah, I think, and I said that, I called that. I was thinking that when they first start bringing in these ICE agents, I said these motherfuckers from other countries. I was thinking that. I was like, yo, they mercenaries from other countries.
Well, they have to deport some illegal immigrants to make it look like that's what they're here for. It's called a cover.
Yeah, because we seen them coming.
Cover, y'all. It's called a cover.
Yeah, because we seen them coming across the border with clean ass sneakers on, cleaned up, clean sneakers, throwing their passports away, throwing their IDs away, and being reissued new IDs and new identities and shit like that. So I'm like, all right, so you bringing all these people in. These are the troops. Yo, they snuck these. Yo, these are the troops that they brung. And these people that we see on the street as ICE are the motherfuckers that came in through the border. I bet you that. These are the motherfuckers that came in through the border.
Source is history. That's how they run. Business as usual. That's the source. Business as usual. That's why they're not identifying themselves. That's why they're masked up. And a lot of them change their identities anyway.
Yeah, because law enforcement in this country, they're not masked up. Law enforcement on the streets in this country has never been masked up. They always had to identify themselves.
Sometimes they get masked up too now.
Yeah, but I'm
They
not patrol.
with the SWAT teams and shit like that.
Yeah,
they
but
get
no, we talking about patrolling the streets, masked up type.
Oh yeah,
law
right,
enforcement.
right.
There's never been no law enforcement that patrol the street masked up with AR-15s and shit like that. They brought in a whole different army to basically patrol America, basically, police America.
Some of them peaceful protesters are agents too. That's what you have to understand. They put people on all sides. They have agents that's inside the protesters that's posing like a protester, and they have agents as ICE agents. Like they play all sides.
So that basically
that's how they do it. They play all sides.
They are from other countries, man. I bet you that shit. I bet you that shit.
So how corrupt this government is, I don't even understand how anybody can disagree with this. I don't even understand how people can even disagree with this.
Well, I tell you what, like I said, American citizens still armed with guns. So this ain't one of them countries where you just think you're gonna come in here and do that. Because you gotta remember, the American citizens still have a right to bear arms against tyrannical government. So y'all already know where that's gonna go. If it start getting too thick, you know where it's going. Y'all already know how the turnout will be when it comes to shit like that.
Well, they don't care who wins. They just want a war on the land so the value can be devalued, so they can come in pennies on the dollar.
Yes, because they
shit up and divide America up at the same time.
Yeah, because they already got their bunkers already in place. So when this shit break out, they gonna be hiding underground. When the smoke clear, that's when they gonna come up from under the ground.
Or they be hiding in Dubai somewhere or some shit.
Yeah, right.
Some gonna be in bunkers underground. The other one's gonna be hiding in Dubai and other places like that.
Yeah, that's what the East Wing on the White House. They rebuilt that shit. There's a bunker underneath the East Wing. They just remodeling it and updating it and make it more modernized.
People are talking about federal law. Our own federal government don't follow federal law. They don't give a shit about that. These people are corrupt and rogue. It don't matter what the law says. And you know that just by the shit that's going on with the Epstein stuff. That tells you right there. People telling you we don't know what we're talking about because of federal law. Like our government cares about the law. Since when do our government care about the law? Our government don't care about no law. They break their own laws all the time. Look at the CIA with tons of cocaine coming into the United States.
They said members of Congress cannot intervene with the release of the Epstein files, DOJ says.
People talking about the fact that you don't know because what the federal
the DOJ said Congress got no power over what the fuck we decide to do with these files or anything else. Congress got no power, none.
People talking like our government follows the law. The law ain't written for the government. The law is written for only the citizens. The government been breaking the law. They feel like they're above the law.
They just went to Venezuela and kidnapped the president and his wife. War crimes and shit. Just broke all types of war crimes. Nobody going to jail for that type of shit. Took the oil resources.
For the greater good. Y'all really think that this government is doing shit for the greater good?
Greater good of who though? I believe they doing something for the greater good of themselves, for themselves. What you benefit? How are you benefiting from it? Let's just ask that. How are you benefiting? What good you getting out of it?
Every once in a while you might benefit from something, but it's not that they were trying to let you benefit from. Sometimes that's just how the things fall because there's pros and cons to everything.
Yeah, well, we're doing great on terrorists. So
But we're talking about intentions. We're talking about intentions here.
I'm thinking of giving American citizens $2,000 by the end of the year. We did so good on tariffs. We did so good on tariffs that by the end of the year, I can give each American crumbs off my table.
And if they doing something for the greater good, it's not, that wasn't their intentions. They doing something for the greater good by accident because it's God's plan, but they not doing something for the greater good with their intentions. Because what greater good are you doing out of mass genocide and pedophilia and human trafficking? What's the greater good that come out of that? Now, even those things are very, you know, sick and twisted. There is good that could come out of stuff that's that tragic, but that's not the results that these so-called elites are looking for. Their intention is to control us 100% at the cost of many lives. They're not doing that for the greater good. They doing that for control. And I don't know why we talking about federal law and all that. Our government don't follow the law. Our government don't follow the Constitution at all. They are 100% rogue. Our government, United States government, is 100% rogue. Treasonous, corrupted, sick, perverted, scum of the earth, terrorist. That's the U.S. government right now. Every branch. There's nothing good that comes out of the United States with this government. If anything good comes out of the United States, it ain't because of the government.
It's because the people. Because the people actually woke their ass up and came together to get something done. Then that's what that'll be for the greater good. If the people came together and decided to make moves on behalf of the people, then that's for the greater good. We know we can't depend on no government to, to do anything for the American citizens. Gotta do for self.
And of course, there's some good-hearted people that's in the government, but they brainwashed.
It's just not enough.
You got some. There's good-heart people in every face of all over the earth. But being brainwashed and not realizing you're being used like a puppet because you don't see the big picture, you can have a good heart all day and think that you're doing good. But if you brainwash, you don't know what the hell is going on. You're still part of the corruption. You could be a part of the corruption with a good heart, but just blinded to what you're actually doing. Because everything is separated. They don't let one see what the other one is doing. They don't let one hand see what the other hand is doing, especially in the government. They just say shit like it's above your pay grade and stuff like that. Or need to know basis. So we're not
I mean, if the government really cared about the citizens, then why would they give trillions of dollars to other countries? Why would they take our tax dollars and give it to other countries? That don't make sense. You would use the money to build up America and make sure the citizens is taken care of. You paying into it, so it's like, why are we giving money to all these different countries? That's why I don't be understanding how people, because you see all this shit happening right in front of your face, but you still program so much that you still think it's this government is for you. I don't understand that shit. I don't understand that shit. That don't make sense. They're not transparent at all neither. You don't know where the fuck that money going. Yeah, you know it's being, outsourced to other countries, but what the fuck are they doing with that money? But the thing is, when they tax us, we have to be transparent. We have to be transparent on what we doing with our money and shit like that. But government could be completely secret. Let us try to hide some money or anything, boy, he'd be going to jail.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? You going to jail. So anyway, man.
Because they say what they say, the law is written for thee and not for me. The laws are written for thee and not for me. That's how the government operates. They above the law.
Let me try to stash $1 million somewhere unaccounted for, and they find it. My ass going to jail. But they get to run trillions out the back of the goddamn Pentagon. Pentagon get to get audited 8 times and nothing happens. Trillions of dollars gone, disappeared, untraced, totally untraceable. If me and you did that, we go to fuck the jail doing some shit like that. They get. That's why we trying to tell you that the government ain't for it, because nobody else going to jail. And they running trillions of the tax dollars from the people out the back door, and ain't nobody going to jail. But as soon as we do a crime, steal $1 at the store, the police come in and arrest us. That's what we just trying to make that point to y'all. The hypocrisy. That's all we pointing out is the hypocrisy.
Somebody says y'all need to run for political purposes and change it up. No, you can't get shit done through politics.
You can't get nothing done through politics. They run all that. It's up to the people to come together. It's the people. The people have to come together.
Right.
And you really run shit with the money. The money is the shit that can hurt them. So everybody said, man, well, listen, we ain't paying no motherfucking tax because y'all doing too many crimes. Y'all doing too much shit. And if people actually start moving different, then they the ones gonna feel the effect of that when the people change up and start moving different.
Yeah, I damn sure don't want to see no martial law. You right, Jay. I don't want to see no martial law.
For shit. Nobody running for no political. You can't get shit done under the realm of politics. They run all that shit.
Facts, you can't.
They killed everybody that tried to do something positive. So you know that ain't the route to go. That don't make sense. You
this
can't
is
get
up
in
to
there.
The people.
Yeah, it's up to the people. Like we said, this Epstein shit should be a wake up for the people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this should be a wake up right here.
We doing our part. We here trying to inspire. And the solution is stop paying into their system. Stop paying taxes. Don't go to work for a week. Everybody who ain't fucking with this system, don't go to work for a week. Don't pump no gas. Don't buy nothing from a corporation. Let it all collapse. Let them lose their power. Go on strike. Stop playing into their social construct that they created for us to keep us slaves. But people are too scared to do that. I can't miss no days of work. You know,
they will only do that they will only do that if mainstream media told them don't do it.
Facts.
You realize mainstream able to make shit move. Mainstream media, they able to make shit move, but they're controlled by the same interest that's a part of this shit. So they're not going to say that in the media. It's going to have, like I said, the people going to have to wake up to this shit, because you can't depend on the government. You can't depend on mainstream media or none of that shit.
They made us lazy through this whole fake democratic shit. Like this, voting. Just if you want to make a change, the only way you can make a change is by voting. And then you're only voting for the same corrupt mother effers that's going to take office, because even to get into politics and to move up in politics, there's a club that's and if you ain't doing the things that the club is telling you to do, you will never move up in politics, no matter how much the people support you. And if the people support you too much, and you ain't in a club and you get somewhere of power and you ain't trying to play ball, they assassinate you. They stage a coup. That's what I'm saying. You can never get nothing done through politics, because everybody who's in politics are puppets. They're all owned. Once you go through that political shit, it's all controlled. 100% is controlled. And they will take you and your family out. And they tell you that when you get in there if you ain't playing ball with them.
Yeah, you can't get nothing done through their politics, but you can politic with other cultures and other people that's like-minded like you. That's what you politic at.
Yeah, the general public. Right.
Politic amongst the people. That's how you get shit done. You politic amongst the people. You know what I mean?
Facts. Without thinking about running for office.
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
people
yeah,
get
yeah.
when people do get the people attention, the people is so brainwashed they tell that individual you need to run for office and we'll support you. But so even if the people did get that individual into an office, that individual always end up becoming corrupt anyway, because the politics game is owned by the people who's been controlling us through these corporations and banks. The corporations and banks control the politicians. So you will never, ever, ever, ever be able to get anything of value done for the people through politics. It'll never happen. So we could keep voting and voting. That's why we vote all the time, but it don't change anything. We always get our favorite guy in office. And it seems like, how come it seems like when you get your favorite guy in office, they're never able to deliver what they said they was going to deliver once they get in office? Because once they get in office, they find out how things is really ran. They don't tell the general public how things are really ran. But the individual who the public support and get them in the office, once those people get into the office, they realize how control it is. And a lot of them ain't willing to make this type of sacrifices that's needed to go against the status quo of politics once they get into those offices. Because a lot of times it's a threat to their lives and their family lives. That's how they control them. And when they get into those offices, they like, oh, I risking my family life. I might even just risk my life, but risking my family life ain't worth it. So they just play ball. That's why they never get things done. The voting shit will never work. That's why things are always going to get worse. If you just depend on sitting on your ass and waiting for the next election and say, well, I did my part, I voted. It's controlled, y'all. You ain't gonna get shit done through politics. Ever.
Right.
Somebody said, yep, that's how it is locally here. Right. Even local government. You might have somebody from the neighborhood that everybody loves and get them into a local position inside of government. And once they get into that position, they change up. It ain't even the same person that you voted for. Like, damn, that's not even the same motherfucker. What happened? Did they replace it? Are you a clone or something? People that you might even know for years. People that you grew up with that ended up getting into local politics and getting in office. And next thing you know, they changing up like the weather. And you don't know what the hell has gotten into them. Because any office, whether local, state, federal, it's controlled. 100%. It's controlled.
Right.
You ain't gonna ever get shit done through politics. It's not gonna happen. That's how far the corruption runs, that they even control local governments, local neighborhoods, even with the local polls are being controlled. Everything is controlled, y'all. It's all controlled because the people, we're so brainwashed. We're so brainwashed by this system. We think that we can use this system to make things better, but it's the system itself that's created by the hands of the wicked that's destroying us. They're never going to allow this system to work for us. That's why they keep, every media is brainwashing, saying it's important to keep democracy alive. It's the democracy, that's what they're controlling. They control democracy. Everything is about voting to get your favorite politician in there so they can control that politician and at the end control you. Because America is really a republic. Republic is more so the people is deciding what the hell is going on.
Right, republic,
not the politicians that you vote for. That's democratic. And America is literally a hybrid. It's a democratic republic, but we completely left out the republic side. That's what people don't understand about America. I mean, I'm just talking about America right now. That's what people don't understand about the United States. The United States is a democratic republic. Republic meaning the people is the ones that make the big decisions. Democratic is just the citizens voting for the next politician to get in there, but the republic is supposed to be controlling that politician, not that politician controlling the republic. And it's part of our goddamn allegiance.
Yeah,
for the
to the
republic, for which it stands.
For which it stands, right? One nation.
One nation under
Yeah, he.
like we completely lost our way with that.
Yeah,
We don't even
now
understand that shit. We motherfuckers say the Pledge of Allegiance, and they don't even understand what it means.
now we are under technocracy. We under technocracy now. The technocrats run this shit now. We under technocracy, y'all. Yep. Yep. That's the new power structure, the technocracy.
What they say, we have to protect our democracy. Every news media, this is a threat to our democracy. You ever see that clip where all the news media is saying the same shit? And they always talking about we have to protect our democracy. This is a threat to our democracy. And we cannot let this go on because this is a threat to our democracy. There's actually a clip out there that actually clipped all the news media saying the same script.
Oh yeah, I've seen that shit. Yeah, that went viral.
They all talking about democracy.
Yeah, that goes viral every 2 years.
Talking about protecting our democracy, because that's the brainwashing shit right there. They democracy is supposed to be good, but that's the system that the elite control is democracy. They want you to vote for their politics. No matter who you vote for, you voting for them. Even if your neighborhood best friend that you grew up with, if he get into local politics, he's going to change. You ain't even going to recognize him in 2 years.
In fact,
you ain't even going to recognize him in 2 years, because once he entered that society of being a politician and taking office, they are controlled. They are controlled, and it's shit that they can't even tell you. Because it put themselves and their family in danger. So they're not even going to tell you why they're a different person. Like, that's not the person that I voted for. They completely changed. And I went to school with that individual. I was best friends with him. But soon as we got him into office, he changed. Because he's controlled. Y'all don't understand how far this corruption goes and why we say vote and don't matter anymore. Because the system is so corrupt, and politicians are so corrupt that it don't matter who you voting for, they are going to be controlled.
Yeah, Aaron Russo broke that down too when he was remember, we might have to bring that shit back too. Aaron Russo when he was going around doing all that, what was the name of his campaign? What was the name of his campaign again? Because remember, he was campaigning for the people. And then he got approached by Nick Rockefeller and said, "We want you to basically join us. We see what you're doing." He basically said, "We see what you're doing, and we like that you know, we would like to basically use your influence." And so he got approached by Nick Rockefeller, and they tried to recruit him. I forgot the name of Aaron Russo's movement. I think it was I know he did the whole Mad as Hell thing, like the network movie. I know he did the whole Mad as Hell thing. And y'all know Aaron Russo is the producer of Trading Places too. So, but he also, when he got out of Hollywood, he also started going more into, truth telling and educating the people on the system. He did a Freedom of Fascism documentary. If you ever watched the American Freedom to Fascism, go check out that. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere. But he actually did that documentary as well. So. Yeah, he was speaking more of that it's not even in the Constitution that we should be even paying taxes. Like, it's not even constitutional the way they taxing us. That whole documentary is based on that.
Oh, you talking about America's road to freedom to fascism?
Yeah, freedom to fascism. Yeah.
Yeah, directed by Aaron Russo.
Yeah, but after he was
that's a very good documentary.
Yeah, but Aaron Russo said after he was approached by Rockefeller, he basically turned them down. He turned Rockefeller's invitation down, and then he started going around telling people about it. That's when you see him pop up on Alex Jones, doing an interview with Alex Jones, basically saying that these times that's happening now was going to come, where they was going to trace everybody, chip people, trace the shit that's happening now, basically.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they going be able to turn your money off. And that's the whole cryptocurrency shit.
That's the whole crypto shit.
Yeah, it's ready to turn your money off.
Cashless society.
Yeah, cashless society. That's the shit he was saying in that interview. But he was also told that by Nick Rockefeller, which is
he disappeared.
He disappeared.
Nick Rockefeller disappeared after that because Aaron Russo basically went against that and exposed what Nick told him. And the family was mad about that and got rid of Nick.
Yep. So this shit been in the play for a while. That's why we trying to tell y'all, like, there's people that was on the high part of society already exposed all this shit and told y'all. That's why I understand how people still naive to what's going on, where it's people from the inside that already exposed what the fuck is happening. You know what I'm saying? Whistleblowers that already came forward and told y'all, you know what I mean, what's happening. That's why I don't understand why people still oblivious to what's happening. Like, I can't believe they put us back to sleep. That's what happened. There was a point in time people were waking up and they waved the magic wand and put motherfuckers back to sleep. They start giving us all these different people and shit. Trump's, Obama, like all this shit start putting niggas back to sleep. I'm like, why's motherfuckers going back to sleep? Like, people start waking up. Like, after that 9/11 shit happened, that shit woke up a whole slew of people waking up. Then all of a sudden they start putting people back to sleep. I'm like, damn, bro.
Well, the COVID shit is the next thing, and people seem to waking up. I don't think people went back to sleep.
Yeah, I don't think people went back to sleep after COVID.
So that's what we're currently in the time after COVID woke a lot of people up, and I don't think we're going back to sleep. But I think the establishment is so far along in their plans that they don't even give a shit anymore.
Right.
They don't even care that we know. They don't even care that we know. They so far in their plans because they already got most of the shit accomplished. They already launched the AI. The AI is already doing information gathering. And they already basically acquired all the information that they needed for all their targets, which is the citizens. And we gave it to them through social media. So they don't give a shit no more.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like, man.
And the thing is, it ain't about that whole woke shit. They turned that into a whole.
Yeah, it's about being aware.
They turned that into another programming word.
Yeah, it's more so being.
And that's how they do. That's how they operate. They put certain words out there, and they add a program to it, like the word conspiracy theory. They added a program to that. The word Illuminati. They added a program to that. The word woke, and they added a program to that. So that's how they operate. These are social engineers that know exactly how the mind works, and they control us through that shit. But that shit don't work on everybody.
Yeah, that don't work on. It don't work.
People that's here that see right through all that shit. It's all programmed. It's like they try to program people with that Q movement.
Yeah,
no, damn well that was Mossad and CIA and Trump and all them with that Q movement shit, acting like they going against the enemies just to keep the real patriots at bay. And you have real patriots believing that bullshit, and they still do. They think that they say shit like, "Oh, Trump is in there to drain the swamp and take down the deep state," when he is the deep state. He is the deep state. Anybody that walked through that Oval Office ain't getting assassinated by tomorrow is the deep state, because they not going to let anybody in there who's really against the so-called deep state. They would have took their asses out years ago. That programming don't work on all. We know that everything is a scam on this planet. Everything's a scam. There's nothing that's not a scam anymore. Every single thing.
Well, when it comes to the government, it's these governments that's
not just the government, even the religion institutions, the financial institutions, the medical system. Yeah, everything. The stock market. Everything is a scam, bro. Everything is a scam. Everything's a scam. Everything is operating as a scam, and the general public is the ones that's getting screwed.
Yeah, the people gonna have to start. I think the people gonna have to basically. The people gonna have to end up coming together to really break this, shatter this system that's basically oppressing us all. The people's gonna have to wake up to this shit. It's gonna have to be the people that, because we already know, hey, you can't depend on nobody else. It's gonna have to depend on yourself.
Hell nah.
And that's what the whole independence it's about. Like you can't depend on the government. Like anybody that depend on the government to save you, what the fuck you think gonna happen to you if you trying to depend on the government to save you? You gotta depend on the people that's around you, your tribe, the people, your family. You can't even depend on most of them, but you got a better chance of depending more so on the people and connecting with the people, politicking with the people. Like we said, all that racist shit gotta be out the window. Like to really break away, it's gonna have to be culture's gonna have to intertwine with each other. Blacks gonna have to work with the Chinese gonna have to work with the Jews gonna have to work with the Amish, you know what I mean? Like the culture, the people gonna have to come together.
Right.
The melting pot gonna have to, you know what I mean, gonna have to come together. That's how they able to conquer this shit, because they keep us all separated.
Somebody said, why Americans blame everything for their lives but capitalism? It is incredible, because capitalism ain't the cause. No form of government or form of economic system isn't the cause. It's the wicked people behind it. Because any system could work if it's in the right hands. Any one of these systems could work in the right hands. It can. And all these systems can basically bring pain and suffering in the wrong hands. Capitalism, the real idea of capitalism is to have a free market that's not manipulated and controlled. Capitalism exists for people who are actually putting out good businesses and good production that's actually helping people and not harming them, and the word is getting out and they're succeeding. That's healthy capitalism right there. But there's an unhealthy form of capitalism called crony capitalism, where everything is being manipulated.
Because if you send a super Walmart into a area where a bunch of moms and pop stores is at, and that basically that corporation takes out all the moms and pop stores. You see what I'm saying? Because that's basically what happened. They sent all these super Walmart,
and they're using the government,
corporations in.
And the Walmart and all them big corporations are being the government is helping them out. That's called fascism.
Exactly.
And they saying that's capitalism, but that's not capitalism. That's crony capitalism and on the lines of fascism. Because the government regulation, basically what it does, it supports the big corporation, but then it leaves out the smaller business owners, the middle class and the entrepreneurs gets crushed because the big corporations is working with the government through lobbying. So, but it looks like the corporation is winning because they selling good products and all this and good services, but we really know that they're not. Most of these corporations, products and shit is really shit. It's just that they getting help from the government.
Yeah, a lot of the corporations be shitty ass products. Everybody should know that.
And shitty services.
All you gotta do is go in your cabinet, grab a package out of there and flip it over and look at 10,000 ingredients in one goddamn package.
Right.
I mean, that tell you right there that the government ain't for you. They allowed the FDA approves all this shit inside your food and you eat it every day. So this ain't what government does. What government is for that? Like what government are for the people when they allow that shit to happen?
Yeah, so that's
the type all that. Like if they really cared about you, they wouldn't allow chemicals. They wouldn't allow 50,000 chemicals in your food. They be like, well, this shit is killing the people, so we don't want this shit in our. Like, what's the results of this putting this chemical in this food? What's gonna happen to the human body if they consume this? Well, and then they break it down. They tell them if the FDA stills approve that shit, that means they don't give a fuck about you.
Right?
Ain't that you could put 2 plus 2 is 4.
Right.
2 plus 2 is 4, bro. If the FDA is approving some shit that's killing the people, do the FDA care about you?
Hell nah.
Because they already know what it does to the body. They already do the study. They already know what the result's going to be if a person keeps consuming this product. Do that? Is that a government that give a fuck about you, or is that a government
Hell,
that just wants you to die? They don't care if you die or not. Like, come on, bro, wake your ass up, man. Don't be sleep out here. Don't be that
yeah, it
naive
ain't
and sleep.
capitalism that's destroying America. That's
Yeah,
bullshit.
don't be that naive and sleep. Yeah, I mean, don't be that goddamn sleep.
It's never the system itself. It's the wicked people who's running the system. Because any system could be turned into something that's good for the people. It depends on how it's ran. It depends on the hearts of the individual who got the power. Because even communism can work. Even communism could work if a corrupt government ain't involved. Because a communism just means that everybody's sharing the same shit and nobody own anything. Everybody owns it. If people actually respected that and respected each other, even communism could work. All the shit work. Capitalism could work. Yeah. Communism could work. All that shit can work if wicked hands ain't in it.
Yeah, the thing about it is it's never gonna be.
That's breaking through the programming when you realize all them shits are just words. That's breaking through the programming when you say communism could work, capitalism could work. It just can't be ran by wicked individuals. That's breaking the programming. Because you ain't gonna be arguing, because they have people arguing about which system will work better for the people. Oh, capitalism will work way better than communism. All that shit will work good if people's hearts was in the right place. Or to be our destruction if people's hearts aren't in the right place. It's about the individual heart. It ain't about the fucking system that we use. Tell you the truth, true communism, if the people had good hearts and wasn't always fighting amongst each other, true communism would work really well. Because nobody really owns shit and everybody own everything. And that's how Earth was supposed to be. Nobody's really supposed to own anything. No individual person is supposed to own anything, but we all own everything collectively.
It's like both ours. You just keep it down at my house.
Right.
Cool.
Resources was intended for everybody to have equal access to, and it's more than enough resources on the planet for every living being on here. It's just that these corporations and governments found a way to hoard everything, use propaganda and confuse us, make us think that it's not enough to go around through forced programming, saying that, oh, it's too many people on the planet and all this bullshit, making us think that this planet ain't enough to basically for everybody to survive. Yeah. When it's more than enough.
Yeah, it's
just greed that's making people.
Yeah, it's just greed. It's abundance on this planet.
It's abundance on this planet, fam.
Millions times over. This Earth reproduces itself without. They don't even need the people. The Earth reproduces itself anyway.
Right.
That's why that's why the Earth is called the Great Mother, because it's the mother that's nursing us all, nurturing and nursing us all.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I don't understand. It's like you said. Yep, it's greed. It's greed because there's enough on this planet to sustain millions of goddamn generations.
And it's more about greed for power.
10 times over.
Because there's only so much resources that you can use.
It's the God complex that it's people on this planet that want to just police the world and keep the world at bay, at their foot, basically at their submission. They want everybody to submit to the will of the will of their power. I mean, it's ego. Their ego is like on a million. I want everybody to bow down and do what I say.
I'm not praising capitalism. I said capitalism can work in society. Capitalism can work. It don't matter how the resources is being used. It's just that people ain't going out here doing too much. Capitalism didn't start off.
They allowed the market to just be free and not manipulate the fucking market and just let the market do what it does naturally. Then everybody will be okay.
Because the resources still have to be harvested. And true capitalism is about who harvest and use the resources in a way that's better than other people. So it's a healthy form of competition. But you're not doing things unethically to basically get ahead, like how the government does with the corporations, how they pass regulation down so certain people don't have access to the resources at all. That's not real capitalism. True capitalism is everybody have access to the resources, but it's about how you harvest and deliver the resources to people in a service or whatever. Is basically how true capitalism is ran. If you do it the best, you're going to flourish more than the next person who have access to the same resources. That's true capitalism. Like, let's say everybody got access to oranges and lemons and shit. Whoever make the best orange juice or the best lemonade is going to succeed. That's true capitalism.
Yeah, we all have access to the same source.
But you still have access, but you still have access to the resources.
Yeah, you still have access to the resources.
Well, crony capitalism, you don't have access to shit. You only have access to what the corporations and the government allow you to have access to because the corporation is controlling the government by the government creating regulations that only benefit the corporation.
Yeah.
Right.
And it'd be something like, all right, well,
that's crony capitalism.
Yeah, like they'd come along and be like, all right, you're not allowed to have a lemon tree in your fucking backyard, but the corporations are allowed to have landfills of goddamn lemon trees grown.
Right.
Shit like that is what we talking about. It never benefits the people. The corporations benefit the most off of it because they're able to lobby through these politicians. They say, oh, you ain't allowed to have a garden in your back. You ain't same thing they doing with these farms. They regulating these farms, right? These farms that's actually selling, clean meat and raw milk and shit like that. You got, the government sending them there to basically bust up these farms that's still, delivering the natural way of processing meats and shit like that. But Chinese can come here, they can have landfills and farms, or the corporations allowed to have, all these farms where they able to, they basically the animals treated inhumane and they processing it all fucked up, but they coming in and they getting rid of the other farmers. That's what we saying. I don't think you get what we talking about here.
Somebody
they regulating the small. They regulating the smaller people and letting the corporations thrive.
Somebody said, what about? They said you only talk about America. What about what happens in Africa? Do they have access to the resources that you and I have? There's plenty of countries in Africa that have more access to resources than we have here in America. There's plenty of wealthy African countries. Africa is a big place. It's a big continent. So when you say Africa, what do you mean? Are you brainwashed to think that all Africans are poor and got flies flying around and they living in the streets with nothing? That's not Africa, my friend. Yeah, there's parts of Africa where there's poverty, and there's parts of America where there's poverty. But there's parts of Africa where people are living good and have access to resources. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
what are you talking about? You sound like somebody from America who grew up on watching those 1-800 Feed the Africans type shit, and they showed the Africans laying around in villages, starving to death, with bellies and flies. We don't look at Africa in that way. We know there's plenty of countries in Africa where they live in just as good or even better than the average American.
No, it's American. Here. It's American. It's American. I mean, it's Africans over there in the city. They mainly of them just driving luxury cars, living in good homes and shit like that. So it's a lot of African cities and shit, countries that's thriving.
And there's some African countries who people don't have shit because the government is regulation.
Yeah, we ain't brainwashed by that. Flies on the belt.
Yeah, government regulation is preventing some Africans from accessing the resources in their own country. Same thing we're here in the United States.
25 cents a day. Yeah, we don't fall for that shit, bro.
Same thing here in the United States. We have limited access to certain resources that we only able to get through the corporations, and it's tainted. So we got the illusion that we getting resources. Yeah, we getting resources in the United States, but it's tainted because we have to get everything through
resources from where though? Yeah, where the fuck do
From the
America send
corporation.
the research?
And we got to pay
Yeah.
a high cost to get those resources. Resources ain't easy to obtain in the United States. This shit over here is expensive because our money is devaluing, because we got a central bank that's devaluing our money. And yeah, and there's parts in Africa that got a lot of resources, but the people are poor because of their government is not allowing them to touch shit. They go into the diamond mines, try to touch a diamond, they get their hands chopped off. And that's because a corporation is running their government.
Yeah,
it still boils down to corporations. That's the poverty, is the corporation. The regulation from the corporations is causing that. And because the corporations is controlling the governments, because these politicians are greedy as hell. Why do you think Bill Gates is allowed to go in Africa and do all them experiments? Because it's the governments of those African countries that's allowing Bill Gates to come in there, because he come in there carrying duffel bags full of money. So nobody have resource. Nobody don't have access to resources if they government have something to say about it, who's ran by a corrupt corporation. So it don't matter if we talking about America or Africa. It's the same game. It's the same shit, whether it's Africa or America. That programming don't work on us.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It don't matter where you at. It's the same corrupt game. The government and the corporation working together to keep the citizens down. And who owns the military? The government and the corporation owns the military. So they use military force if they have to keep the citizens away from the resources. Somebody said, I'm glad we not like North Korea. To tell you the truth, we don't really know what the hell is going on in North Korea. We got to take what the propaganda from the news media say was going on in North Korea, and so-called people who deflected from North Korea, and we don't even know if they real or not. We don't really know what the hell is going on in North Korea.
They could be thriving over that motherfucker. Everybody living.
We don't know what the hell going on over there.
Everybody could be living in luxury over there. As far as we know, they probably just don't want no American influence over there, because America.
Yeah, we don't know what they got going on over there.
You gotta realize America is going around influencing all these other fucking countries. Like, some people don't want them to fucking there.
Right.
Like, come on, we don't want no American embassies in our country. We don't want none of this shit going on. Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell nah. So North Korea could just be, protecting their own from, American influence coming in there and ruining their fucking economy and shit like that. We don't know what the fuck going on over there.
Somebody said, I'm embarrassed to be Jewish. Don't embarrass to be Jewish. It ain't nothing wrong with being Jewish.
Jewish, right.
It ain't nothing wrong with being Jewish. Just don't be wicked. Just don't be wicked like some of the motherfuckers. And wickedness will come from any background. Jewish, Christian. It don't matter what the fuck you are. Just be a good person. Have some integrity. But there ain't nothing wrong with being Jewish in itself. That's another thing. I don't fuck with none of that neither. Oh, you looking down on somebody because they a certain nationality or believe in a certain religion. I don't believe in that shit. See, that's more division. That's more programming. Don't be ashamed don't be embarrassed to be Jewish. Just don't be a hypocrite and just have integrity and have a good heart.
All right. Yeah, most people really don't support none of that Zionist shit. Most Jewish people don't support that Zionist shit. That's that's a whole different a whole nother thing that's separate from just the Jewish religion, period. That's some whole other shit. Yeah, they don't represent the day-to-day Jew. Those Zionists on some other shit. So don't feel bad being Jewish. It's just certain aspects of the Jewish community that's operating from on some other shit.
Yeah, it ain't nothing wrong with being Jewish.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with that.
Nope. I don't believe in none of that bullshit. That anything that the media is hyping up, I hate it.
It's just like when people say that the LBGT community, like I'm like, the day-to-day gay person don't agree with that political agenda.
Facts.
That political gay agenda doesn't have nothing to do with the day-to-day gay person. They don't they don't buy into that shit. That's a political agenda that they pushing. Some Hollywood bullshit, or some political bullshit. Day-to-day gay person don't live like the fuck they be up there trying to push and think, like, nah. So that's what we trying to say, is like a lot of that shit is just be agenda based. They be trying to push that shit on the people.
Example, Stranger Things. For y'all who watch Stranger Things, they made the young man come out. They took away from the whole story just to have the kid come out as gay. And even gay people in the comments, like, why they have to do that? That took away from the script. Like,
exactly.
10 minutes on him sitting there coming out, and that shit didn't even matter.
Right. See, that's the type of
shit
thing
in there just for
the
agenda. They take away from the entertainment and the script of the movie.
Man, bro,
the show just to push the gay agenda shit that gay people ain't even fucking.
Yeah, yo, bro. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of that shit, a lot of that gay shit, Hollywood be pushing. Regular day-to-day gay people like, what the fuck is this for? Like, they be complaining about that shit. Like, why the fuck y'all putting this shit in there? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just see like regular gay people, Hollywood too gay for just the regular day-to-day gay person. I'm like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
They you know what I'm saying? Same thing with religion. A lot of that shit they be pushing. As far as the political religion side of things, regular day-to-day people don't even think like that. They don't even they don't subscribe to that shit.
Real people don't.
Yeah, real people.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you can't be ashamed of being Jewish because some Zionists over there doing some shit over there in Palestine. That shit ain't got nothing. Most of day-to-day Jewish people don't support that shit.
Exactly.
They be over here protesting against that shit they doing over there. Yo.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy, man. The type of brainwashing that's going on is insane. That shit don't work on everybody though.
Right.
The government can try to do all the type of Jedi mind tricks they want, but we like Jabba the Hutt over this motherfucker. It don't work on Jabba the Hutt's race. It just don't work. You can't do no Jedi mind tricks on us. Or dark side mind tricks. Whatever the hell you trying to do. That shit don't work.
Said the world
see
don't
right through the program.
One drum. What might be right for you might not be right for some. The man is born. Different strokes it takes. Different strokes to move the world. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody said Trump is going to ruin relations with the rest of the world because that's what he was paid to go in there and do. Because they realized the only way they could get this digital system off the ground 100% with the cashless society, they're going to have to cause a global conflict to the point it affect everybody, to the point where the whole system crash and they could come with a new one that's going to be completely digital, cashless, digital IDs, biometrics, and try to control us 100% after a world cataclysmic event. So they want somebody like Trump to come in here and start causing problems because they already reached that phase of their agenda. They need everything to be torn down now. So they want everything to collapse. So they want him to go and start a World War III with everybody. They want a big ass war to break out with every country and everywhere getting bombed and they want that shit right now because they want to be able to rebuild in this digital system. That's their whole agenda. They brag about this all the time. And then look, the literature and shit that they write. And when we talk about day, let's get back to day again. What did we say? What did they show? The Trilateral Commission, the Bilderberg Group, the families the old families like the Orsinis and all them that control the Vatican, the monarchs over there in England, the Zionists over there in Israel. Those are the they.
The bankers over there.
And they write books all the time. They write books all the time that you can go into your library or go on Amazon and get about how their plan for global domination and globalization and all and digital world and all that. They talk about it and brag about it all the time. New World Order and all that shit. They brag about it all. They not even hiding it anymore. They never really hid it. They love because they know nobody's going to read their books.
Literature. Yeah,
they know no one is going to read their books.
And most of that be for them to to basically connect with each other basically through symbolism and literature and shit like that. A lot of the shit they be
somebody said talking about things we have no proof. What are you talking about? The Bilderberg Group, there's no proof for that? How's there no proof for the Bilderberg Group in the middle?
Let me drop Leo. You want Leo 164, whatever the fuck your jail number is. You want to come up and you want to come up on a panel and break that shit down for us since you
right.
Oppose you want me to drop the link for you so you can come up? You mind coming up on the panel?
In the court, you have no proof. Okay, all right. So you just an agent. All right, got you, Leo.
You want to come up on the panel when we drop
the
link?
What agency you work for? What agency you work for? Because I know they got task force that they actually put online just to come to live streams like this and disrupt with the regular scheduled programming. But they probably pay you in gift cards and shit like that. Or you actually on a government payroll? Which are you? Or you just that brainwashed?
Nah, I'm about to drop. You want me to drop the link? I can drop the link.
Yeah, drop the link and see if Leo gonna come on here and explain.
I mean, I don't know if Leo's a dude or a chick, but you probably had some shit to say. Hey, man, listen, I don't mind. You got some shit to say, man. That's what the platform is for. We just
played you a whole video of them driving to the Bilderberg meeting and a guy explaining from the Bilderberg Group that they've been meeting since 1969.
I dropped the link.
They literally, we just literally played the clip where Henry Kissinger said that all the powerful people in the world meet to talk about certain things, and they just not talk. They creating policy.
Yeah, I don't even know.
How's that even?
What generation?
What's the theory?
What generation are you from?
What is the theory?
We could be talking to a young boy, man. It could be a young boy like 10 years old up in the chat.
I mean, it don't matter.
Like, you know what I mean? You don't know if you don't know who be behind that shit. You don't know. That's gonna be a young boy, man. Oh, you from Italy? Then you ain't got no say so. What the fuck we talking about? The fuck you over here talking? We Americans, man. Why you in here talking to Americans about some shit about America? You from Italy? Oh man, you don't know nothing about nothing, bro. You gotta worry about Italy. Fuck you talk about, nigga, we in America.
You gotta worry about Italy.
Right. Y'all got clean food over there. You complaining in our fucking chat. Y'all got clean sources of food over there. All the shit that we having in our poison and chemicals in our food, Italy don't even allow none of that shit. But you coming over here and fucking with us. Man, get your Italy ass up out of here, man.
Italy ass up out of here.
What the hell? Oh man, I told you. Didn't I tell you a lot of these people be coming in here be from other countries and shit? I told you that, bro. That's why I'm like, man, these motherfuckers be from other countries coming up in here, man. Talk about some American shit. Like,
oh man.
Man, you discredited everything you said, man. We going back and forth with motherfucker from Italy, man. Shout out to Italy though. Shout out to my Italians, man. Shout out to Italy, man. Real talk. Right. I like Italy, man. Shout out to Italy, man. We going back and forth with a nigga from Italy, bro. Say from Italy. Like, what the hell,
bro? Leo, it's been best that you ain't say nothing, man. You shouldn't even have told us you was from Italy, man. You should have just act like you was from America or something.
Shout out to Italy, though, man.
Yeah, shout out to Italy. We ain't got nothing
Italy.
Italians.
I would live in Italy.
Italy,
tell you the truth, because Italy has got the clean food. They ain't got none of that chemicals and shit in their food over there. You can eat all the pasta you want over there. You ain't got to worry about shit. You can eat all the bread you want. Nothing but clean food. Over there, we got all the...
He said, I bet you would. He said, I bet you would. You know they outlook on Americans. All we do is sit around and eat and shit. So
right.
I bet you would.
Right.
Over here and eat unlimited pasta. I bet you would.
Hell yeah.
They look at Americans as we all fat and dumb. And majority of us are fat and dumb.
I'll be fucking that pasta up with some butter bread. My bad, not butter bread, but bread with some oil, some olive oil and some basil on that motherfucker or something. You know what I'm saying? He over there eating good. You talking about some Americans and shit, man. Like, come on, man. That ain't even fair.
Butter bread. It's that butter bread.
Hey, 2 pieces of butter bread. You know what I'm saying? Big ass bowl of pasta. I seen Mel Gibson bragging and shit. He said, "Yeah, you can go to Italy, eat all the pasta you want. They ain't got none of that shit in their food. You go there, eat all the pasta you want." I said, "Okay, Mel Gibson."
That goes to show you that we got access to resources over here in America, but it's shit. It's corporation resources that we have to, and they at a cost, low quality resources.
Yeah, but
we get low quality resources at high prices in America.
Nah, but though, why we gotta be eating vegetables and fruits and shit from China and Mexico and all? Like, yo, America got enough soil to grow all that shit. So why don't? That's what I'm saying. That's why this country is doomed to the doom. Cause we eating vegetables and fruits and shit. Well, not us personally, but majority of that shit be in the supermarket be from Mexico, China, Taiwan. That shit be from everywhere. How the hell a supermarket selling all this foreign shit? Foreign vegetables and fruits, bro. That don't make sense.
And most countries don't even accept our produce and our meat.
Hell nah.
Italy damn sure don't accept products from the United States.
Nah.
They know because it's all poison.
And then they gotta spray that shit to keep it preserved so it can make it over here still intact. So they gotta spray it down. Like, come on, bro. But you say our government cares about us. But they outsourcing goddamn fruits and vegetables. They allow people to outsource fruits and vegetables from other countries and shit. Like, that don't make sense. I'm literally here arguing with a motherfucker from Italy, man. Well, not arguing, but like just debating. It's crazy.
We have your shitty cancerous fast food chain. Yeah, I know. I see y'all got Domino's. I see y'all got Domino's pizza over there in Italy.
Yeah, but it's clean. Yeah, but it's still clean. Yeah, but it's still clean though.
Man, them Italians don't eat from them goddamn. Man, them Italians don't eat from no Domino's. That's
maybe that's for the
foreigners go over there and eat from Domino's.
I was about to say that's for the foreigners and Americans that's over there, probably going over there eating that shit. And maybe that's why North Korea be closed off, because they don't probably want none of that shit up in there. They don't want America coming over there influencing them with, even though they probably do got a few McDonald's and all that shit. We don't know what the hell they got over there and there.
We don't know what they got in North Korea, bro. All the shit they be telling us on the news and these documentaries can be fake. Like, we don't know what's going on in North Korea. We have no idea. North Korea might not even be a real country. That that dude, that whoever he is, or that supreme leader, he might be an actor. We don't even know if that shit's even real over there.
Nah, that's Kim Jong-un son.
Man, we don't know if those motherfuckers are even real over there, bro. That
Kim
could just
son.
be one big ass Korean intelligence agency and their employees and shit. You know what I mean? South Korea, just a whole South Korea intelligence agency, and they operate out of the north, making it look like it's a country where the supreme leader is doing. We don't know what the fuck is really going on over there, bro.
That's crazy.
We don't know what's really going on in North Korea. We can only go by what the media tell us, and going by what the media tell you in a documentary that's really just propaganda, you can't rely on that. We don't, and they don't allow nobody into that country. Nobody goes to North Korea.
You know, a few celebrities been over there.
Yeah, because the celebrities are in that club that work with the intelligence agency. I'm thinking that North Korea is just one big ass intelligence agency.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman went over there. A few other people went over there and shit.
Now that is a theory of mine. My theory, y'all ain't gotta agree with this, but my theory is North Korea is just one big ass intelligence agency, and their families and the employees live there. And that supreme leader guy is just an actor. He's an actor.
Yeah, then
that's it. Not real.
Yeah, we got like Trump got to chill the fuck out, man. You talking about you going to Denmark and all this extra shit, bro. Like, leave them people the fuck alone, man. Let them do what they do over there, bro. That shit ain't got nothing to do with us. He said, oh, we gotta go over there because we don't want China and Russia to go over there and take shit over. Well, if they went over there and took that shit over, then oh well. Like, you know what I mean? Let them have that shit, bro. Leave that shit alone, bro.
Facts. You never know what's real and what's not. You don't.
We already 38 trillion in debt. We don't need to be fucking with no Denmark going in there and trying to police their country. Poland.
The only thing we do know is real is that they lied to us all the time. And everything is corrupt. And nothing really benefits the general public. Everything only benefits the corporations and the government, and it's global. That's global. That's all we know that's real. Everything else, the little shit in between, like the wars and the reason for the wars and what's really going on in North Korea. Is North Korea an actual real country, or is it just one big ass intelligence agency operation?
Well, as long as they ain't
we don't really know. We don't know those details. We just know the shit is corrupt.
As long as they ain't imposing on us, they can do what the fuck they want to do over there. Like, as long as they ain't imposing themselves on what we got going on over here, then we good. Look, nope. You ain't even gonna be able to finish that off. Nope.
Get him.
Nope.
Get
nope.
Him.
You ain't even get to finish that. Nope.
Get him.
The bot's coming in here. You ain't even get to finish that bot.
Get him.
You already blocked bot. You got blocked bot. You can't get that one off. Sorry. You can't come in here saying N-I-G-G-E-R. Nope.
That's my theory, Tyrell. For all we know, all the elites around the world acting like the enemies, but they working together. Facts. That's my theory right there.
No, that's the truth, though.
That's my theory.
It's called United Nations.
That's my theory right there. And the world leaders who's not down with it, they assassinate them. They stage a coup.
Yeah, or they
send intelligence agencies after them.
Do you think Maduro? You think they got him up out of there because he wasn't down with the program?
Or it could be staged.
Or he wanted to do his own thing?
Or it could be staged.
I'm thinking that's like a business deal that went wrong. That's how it looked to me. It's like, yo, you ain't pay your bill this month. Like, you messed up a drug deal. Like, you did something that you can say it's oil and all that shit. Yeah, I understand that, but the way that went down, that was like a deal that went bad.
And it's called the Synagogue of Satan.
Maduro, what's his name? Maduro.
Yep.
He's like,
yeah, we don't know what the hell went on with that for real. We can only go by what they tell us on the media.
Yeah, that was a deal. I recognize a deal going bad. That was a deal going bad.
I don't believe nothing from the mainstream media. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. I don't believe nothing that the news tell us. Nothing. I don't believe nothing that comes out of any of those politicians' lips. I don't care what political party they from. I do not believe one word that come out of any of their lips.
But the thing about it, you can use mainstream media against itself. That's why I like that they're gonna operate the way they're gonna operate. But you able to use what they put out there to basically do your own research and do your own discernment and connect the dots by the shit that they put out there. So it's cool because they use the propaganda machine. We know that mainstream media is 100% propaganda machine. So it plays a part in this, and it's very much needed for the people that could debunk all that shit or use that shit and expand on it and let you know what they really doing. So it's good the way they operate, and it's cool. It's cool.
And just do the opposite of everything the television tell you to do. Anything the mainstream media tell you to do the opposite. If they tell you butter is bad, eat tons of butter. If they tell you water is good, don't drink no water.
Cutie,
everything they tell you to do.
Cutie Creatrix said the people of Venezuela are saying that they got Maduro's body double. Yeah, like they had Saddam. It's like they did with Saddam. They got his body double. They hung his body double on CNN and shit. Why they ain't even had to do all that shit. You know that shit was staged. Like, why you had to hang Saddam on TV? Like, what the fuck we needed to see that for?
Right.
Like, what was the point of showing that to the public? Like, y'all could have did that if that was a real execution, y'all would have did that shit privately. Why the whole world need to see that?
I don't want to see it.
Hey, the staged ass shit, that staged ass event, like that shit was staged. Like, what's the point of us? Y'all want to show us that y'all got Saddam and hung him? Like, that shit ain't make no sense, bro.
Yeah, right.
That shit ain't make no sense.
I don't believe nothing on that TV. That might not even been Saddam that was getting hung.
Yeah, I said it was a double. Yeah, that was Saddam. That was Saddam double.
Yeah, I don't believe nothing, bro. I don't believe none of that shit on television, bro.
It's like they had Osama sitting in a little ass room watching a little ass TV. They said that was Osama. Like, bro, like you playing with y'all really playing in our faces like that? Oh yeah, like y'all would get Saddam, like y'all would get Osama bin Laden on camera watching a small ass TV inside of a living room sitting on a little ass chair. Yo, we like this. Y'all said this Osama bin Laden? Ain't no way in the world he watching that little ass TV.
One week they show an old ass Osama bin Laden, look like he's about 80 years old, saying that he's threatening America. Then the next week they show a 30-year-old looking Osama bin Laden and say that he's threatening us.
Yeah, that was all the tapes from the Cold War in the 80s and shit. That was all that shit from Afghanistan and Russia during the time when he was helping them getting weapons from America to the war with Russia and shit. That was all the tapes from around that time.
That's saying Epstein might not even be dead. That's why I don't trust nothing on the media. Nothing.
Yeah, because it's some.
And they said Osama bin Laden was dead when they said they was after him. He said he been dead.
Yeah, they had like liver failure or kidney failure.
Yep, like kidney failure or some shit. Yep.
It's crazy, bro.
I don't even understand how people even believe anything that comes out of the mainstream media or anything out of the government lips. I don't trust no government lips.
That's why we know them Epstein files are just not it. Sorry, y'all. They just not gonna release the real files anyway. There's too many people they gotta protect. They gotta protect a lot of people. Yeah, they not gonna release those. They got so many people they want to protect.
People in here like y'all. Why y'all in here like that? Why y'all in here like that?
What?
People F Venezuela, F Iran.
What's that?
MAGA protect pedophiles. MAGA.
I don't even see none of that. Where you see that shit at?
Why
I don't
y'all
see
in
none of
here
that.
like that?
Bro, I don't even see none of that shit. My
for?
My jaw must be stuck or something, because I don't even see none of that. My chat, I don't know. I don't see none of that on my end.
Why people?
Yo, man, make sure y'all subscribe to this channel if y'all didn't yet, because these, you know what I mean? Like, we got a lot more content to unload and shit. We're gonna dive more back into this Epstein shit. Testimonies, witnesses, tapings, court proceedings,
All that mess.
prison footage, all that shit. We're gonna get into all that shit, man.
Yeah, it's some wild times out here, man. I can't still believe that they gonna release anything in those Epstein files. They ain't gonna release nothing.
Yo.
More Facebook and Instagram pictures. Shit.
Yeah, family pictures. I think they went around and said everybody submit something so we can put it inside this file. And then everybody to submit pictures of the times they was with Epstein. And
shit look like family vacations.
Yeah. Shit crazy.
They never gonna show us the real thing.
Nah, nope. Hell no. Like we said, a lot of these heads of these corporations, they operated for years with this Epstein character. You didn't even heard Juliette Bryant said Epstein, she was with Epstein when he met with what was it was one of those fashion corporation people. Victoria's Secret, I think she said. Yeah, like a lot of these people, even the witnesses, so-called witnesses that came out that did that whole press conference, said it was a lot of fashion head of fashion people was
like fashion designers and shit, right?
Yeah, fashion
so
designers.
That Michael Jeffries, that make me think of that Michael Jeffries dude.
Yeah, Mike Jeffries from Abercrombie and Fitch. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
I wonder if he was fucking around with Epstein and started trafficking people, and that's why they basically let him get out of jail free card.
You said search Larry Wexner. All right, I'll look up Larry Wexner. Yeah, because we want to get the testimonies. We want to hear the testimonies of all these Epstein victims and shit. Yeah.
Damn, it's scary being American. Trump is literally causing fights. Then when another Bin Laden comes around, then it's terrorists. But Trump is bullying the rest of the world. Yeah, man. That's what he got paid to get into office to do. We didn't vote him in there. That was an illusion.
All right.
They was gonna put him in there regardless. If we voted for him or not, he was gonna go in there because it was time for him to go in there again to accomplish what he's accomplishing now for the elite, for the Trilateral Commission and the Bilderberg Group.
Yeah.
And the Council on Foreign Relations. Man, we've been on this joint for almost 4 hours, man. It's just so much information.
I know, right? We can go on forever, baby.
Damn, wasn't Trump in that?
Yeah, Trump was in Home Alone and shit, walking down the hallway.
Lost in New York. Yup. Look up Ghislaine Maxwell's father. Yeah, I heard he was up to no good.
Yeah, we might have to get on him too. Yeah, we gonna get into the Ghislaine daddy. Yeah, we gonna get into Ghislaine daddy. That's what I'm saying. We gonna get into a lot of this shit involving on this shit, man. We gonna bust this shit wide open, man.
That could be a possibility, Donald. Quest forever. Epstein probably alive somewhere on another island doing the same shit, and Trump is allowing it. Yo, I wouldn't put it past them, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. They do stuff like that. He might have even got the surgery where he changed his face and changed his identity.
Yeah, on some face off or some Nicolas Cage, John Travolta type shit. Face off.
Or the blacklist.
Yeah, or blacklist, right.
Yeah, he definitely could have changed his identity and changed his face. Right. How we know he didn't do that already? How we know this Epstein character wasn't somebody else at first? You don't even know.
He looked like Andrew Jackson and shit.
And he could have just got surgery to make his face look like Andrew Jackson. We don't even know. Like, these motherfuckers, like, it's all a lie and all staged anyway.
It's crazy.
He's having fun. Yeah, that Epstein character is having fun, because if that's what happened, if they made it look like, you know what I mean, they exposed him and then made it look like he died in prison, and they carried him out the back and got facial surgery, like to change his appearance, and then gave him a new identity to go out there and start doing the same shit. Yeah, he definitely is having fun.
Right.
He's definitely having fun right now, because they have the whole world fooled to think that this Epstein character was real in the first place when he wasn't.
Right.
And that's the type shit that they do. That's what the intelligence agencies are for. Their black op projects is literally that. That's the type of stuff that they do.
Yeah. Said the better than you. Said Leo is smart people already.
So I said, I'm telling you, go watch the Morbid Mortician. She proved Jeffrey Epstein was alive and the pictures were leaked. I bet.
Who is that again?
The Morbid Mortician.
Morbid Mortician?
Yeah, the Morbid Mortician.
That's what I just typed in. Morbid Mortician Epstein.
Morbid Mortician. Yep.
All right. So thanks y'all for giving us. Yeah, thank y'all for giving us some more information, because we don't know. We're trying to keep this shit consistent, so we don't know everything. So if y'all got some people we need to look up and bring, because we definitely will do our research and do, and pick apart this shit. You know what I mean? All right.
The Morbid Mortician.
It says a mortician explains why this photo doesn't make sense. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, all right, I see who it is.
Okay, this is another YouTuber.
Yeah, another YouTuber. All right, cool. Her name is Lauren.
Damn, she got a million views on this video.
Yeah, she got the one from 13 days ago. That's the one I'm just looking at. All right, so we might have to fuck with the Lauren Mortician. I wonder when she come on the channel and shit. She got 334K subs. We might have to hit her up and shit. Get her on the channel.
Right.
Yeah, tell Morticia we 90 Day Network one. Get on the show and shit. You say you watched it twice? Yeah, we got to get her on. Yeah.
Get her on the show?
Yep. It'll break this shit down for us.
Facts. Yeah, we definitely could get on with this, because it's a lot of information out here about this, and
Yeah,
the government is not being honest with this
honest,
Epstein shit.
and they're trying to keep us distracted. They don't want.
Yeah,
They trying to keep people from talking about this shit because they trying to keep us distracted. Nah, a lot of criminals is running our fucking country, and the corporations and shit. That they need to be busted out, man, for the shit they do that they doing.
Leo said Epstein was blackmailing people for the Mossad. That is the
Yeah,
only important thing out of this shit show. The people need to know the details. Is
exactly.
preoccupying, in my opinion. Yeah. We
Yeah,
heard.
that's
Yeah,
what
we
he's.
know that he was
Yeah.
working with Mossad and shit and blackmailing people. That's the type of shit that Israel do. That's how they basically gain their power. They invite these powerful political people to their country, have them messing around with young girls and other abominations that they have them doing. Get it on camera, get it on audio, get photos, and then they blackmail them.
Mhm.
Shit, I think they did that shit to Idi Amin in motherfucking Uganda to the point he was saying how Israel's the devil. Cause he was partying with them at first. Then something happened. Something happened to where he changed up real quick and said, "Oh, Israel's the devil now." Cause he at one point Idi Amin was saying they throw the best parties. Almost sound like some Diddy shit.
You throw the best
Like they
party.
really know how to take. They
Ain't
know
no
how to
party
take
like a
care of their
Diddy party.
guests. Yeah,
Ain't no
exactly
party like a Diddy party. Diddy party,
right.
like LeBron James was saying. Ain't no
Israeli party. Ain't no
Right.
party like an Israeli party.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Somebody said Muslims are the devil. Nah, man. Nah.
Nah, man. We don't believe that shit.
Nah, man. Get out of here with that.
Yeah, I don't believe none of that shit.
And I ain't even a Muslim, and I don't believe that shit.
Yeah, I don't like. Sometimes you just gotta be wise enough to know. Some people just go around and say any fucking thing, man. They just say anything. They don't like. People just blurt shit out of just emotions. Like it be people caught up in their emotions that just be blurting shit out.
People that just brainwashed. That's what it is. They be brainwashed. You brainwashed to believe that all Muslims is the devil. You brainwashed to believe that all Jewish people is the devil. You brainwashed to think that all Christians or all whoever is the devil. You brainwashed. Not to say that the devil ain't hiding within those religions and affecting some people, but everybody is not operating like that. It's based on people's heart, man. Who cares what label somebody is? There's shitty people that's hiding under all types of labels, and there's good-hearted people that's hiding under all types of labels.
Right.
The labels don't mean nothing, but the heart of the individual. It's about the heart of the individual.
Facts.
Right. There's an extremist in every corner. Right. There's an extremist within that's integrated into every religion. And those Zionists, I don't even believe that they're real Jews. That's just some political shit that's hiding under the Jewish religion. They ain't even real Jews, man. They just on some other shit. That's political agenda.
Yeah, that's that's a global network that's operating under the Jewish flag.
So we cannot be debating religion when World War III is knocking at our doors. Right. We shouldn't be debating religion. You know what I mean?
Politics,
Black or white,
Yeah.
sexual preferences, all that's a bunch of bullshit. I don't people still arguing over that when there's bigger things that's going on.
Right.
Political parties, people fighting over their sports team. My sports team is better than yours. Mine is better than yours. There's somebody knock you out if you insult their favorite sports team.
Right. It's insane. It's insane. We got to do better.
The Zionists are the false Jews. Yeah, they're not Jewish at all.
He said we got to do better.
I think those Zionists are an insult to actual real Jews.
Yeah, they are. They are. They are.
Like I said, we don't got nothing against Jews on this channel at all.
No. Sure don't. We sure don't. No sirree, Bob. Yo, we definitely gonna keep this. We gotta keep. It's a lot more we gotta get into with this Epstein shit. So make sure y'all subscribe to this channel. You know what I mean, like this video. Double tap the screen, like this video. Shout out to y'all on the replay. That's gonna catch the replay back. I don't know how long we been on here. Like 4 hours.
Almost 4 hours. Yup. 3 hours and 55 minutes and 52 seconds.
Almost 4.
Almost 4.
Dang. It's a long show. A lot of information. Long show. And we appreciate y'all for tuning in. And if y'all ain't shop at 90dayherbals.com, make sure y'all check us out over there on the website and shop with his Boston products offers.
Check it out.
You know what I mean? You can donate if you want and all that, man. This is pretty much a long show. Put some hours in.
Right.
Nothing but impactful information. We appreciate everybody that tuned in. There's a lot of y'all that came through here and tuned in to us. So I'm looking at the views on the back end. A lot of y'all swung through.
73K views so far.
Yeah, it's like 80 something in the back. So
80K?
a lot of people came through. Yeah. So we definitely
appreciate y'all, man, for sure.
Yeah, appreciate y'all coming through.
Get the message out. Make sure y'all share this video. Subscribe to us if you haven't already.
Yeah, watch the Sasha Riley interview on the channel too. So check the live stream tab. They all there is one part 1, 2, 3, and 4. So make sure y'all go check those out too. And there's other content on the channel y'all can enjoy. Our uploads on the video tab. Some of our old live streams on here, breaking down a lot of different things. So we appreciate y'all, man. Definitely
We appreciate y'all who've been shopping with us too at nightandayherbals.com. Y'all know we got some great natural herbal products, soaps, body oils, hair care products, skin care products, all different types of CBD that's grown organically on small Amish farms. There's no pesticides, nothing synthetic. So make sure y'all head over to Night and Day Herbals. You can get there. The link is in the description. It's also pinned to the top of the chat. Or you can scan the QR code that's on the screen and it will take you directly to the website. And make sure y'all join the newsletter also. You get special discounts when you join the newsletter. When you go on there, it'll pop up. You put your email in and your birthday. We send birthday discounts and everything. So make sure y'all check us out. nightandayherbals.com.
Yep. And on that note, we'll catch y'all on the next one. All right.
Yep, out of here, y'all. Peace.
If you crave nature but still shop online, Night and Day Herbals is your dream come true. Discover premium herbal soaps, shampoos, and CBD products. All organic, all for you. Shop now at nightandayherbals.com.